$30 a line. Get 5G nationwide. Plus, massive data capacity. Plus, enhanced security for your devices. Plus, with Verizon Business Unlimited plans, you can mix and match to get more of what you need and none of what you don't. All for as low as $30 a line. All from Verizon, the network businesses rely on.
Tonight's matchup, me versus an ugly fender bender. If I can eke out a win, it's going to be a miracle, baby.
It wouldn't be a miracle because Geico gives you a team of experts to help manage your claim.
Geico is awesome, baby.
Geico.
How hard is it to catch a crispy, flaky fish? Depends on how patient you are and what pocket you keep $6 in. Arby's fish sandwiches are now 2 for $6 and part of Arby's everyday value. Arby's, we have the meat.
Small business life is kind of crazy right now.
Girl, I don't know why. Can't get enough of your love, babe.
With HP Instant Ink subscription service, the printer orders its own ink when it's running low, which gives you one less thing to worry about. HP printers fall in love with getting it done.
The best ingredients are easy to explain. Like food that's grown from soil and rain. Artichokes and egg yolks have nothing to hide. Unlike azodicarbonamide, our domain is organic romaine, ancient grains, chunky or plain, fuel for the brain, absolutely anything but mundane. We only sell food we know you'll adore. So icky products are banned from our store. Saying no to that stuff is more than a goal, because that's what makes us whole.
Well, these are hallowed grounds back here at Eddie Robinson Stadium. It's starting to feel like football, and I'm being told it smells that way inside the stadium. About 50% capacity. The world-famed Marching Tiger Band, cheerleaders. Uh-oh! I'm doing a little roll from Tampa, Florida right here. I'm feeling good. How about you, Jay, over in the DMV?
One thing you have to distinguish, when you go to Grambling and the tailgate and when it smells like football, it's not gumbo. Now, Grambling is in northern Louisiana, so you're talking about crawfish and the crab balls and the etouffee, so a little bit different in northern Louisiana cuisine and southern Louisiana cuisine there, but anywhere you go, you can't go wrong with tailgating in the state of Louisiana and the smell of football.
It is here and upon us, and already an exciting start to this game. Now, see, it may have been. So this is the joy and the beauty of calling games from home. Sometimes you can see things and pick up the action. Obviously, nothing like being there. I think that that kick was muffed, but it was touched while in play, so that would be ruled a safety.
Now, was it the return man that touched it?
A touchback. Well, you see the official signaling a touchback. Let's hear from Tony Ross.
It's a touchback.
See Josh Littles right there. Explain this, Jay.
That's perfectly fine. He made the muff with the contact, but then you can still get it. He doesn't come out of the end zone, so he's there. So that is a touchback. Give him the ball at the 25-yard line.
That's Will Jackson State will start things.
And now I think we'll get a little sense of what the primetime offense is going to look like. Offensive coordinator Jason Phillips says we want to be speedy, tough, fast, disciplined offense stretching the field. Well, they took advantage of the short field position last time. Now let's see what they do starting on their own 25.
The handoff to Kamani Clark. And Clark is bottled up quickly. Clark, the sophomore out of Ocala, and he's a every down back for Coach Prime. We'll see if they can get him in space a little bit more. A really quick, elusive back. Clark once again, and really not much room to run. What we saw a couple of weeks ago against Edward Waters College, an NAIA opponent, they had great success here at Grambling State, playing them a little differently.
And this Grambling, you know, they've been built on defense, and the strength of their defense is their defensive line. When you talk to Coach Fobbs and defensive coordinator Everett Todd, they lost 7 of their 9 linebackers from a season ago, so they've got question marks there. But if the D-line can continue to stuff the run, this can be an effective group.
Jones on the pass and incomplete. There was Dalen Baldwin in the area. That brings up 4th down.
And this is a great play by number 6, Hershey Williams. And when you're playing zone coverage, you keep your eyes on the quarterback, what you call dropping zone. Jones doesn't even see him as he's dropping underneath. Good job of recognition by Williams. Watch that drop. You go curl to flat. He's in the curl. The throw comes. He's able to get a hand on it. Jones fortunate that was not an interception. I don't think he saw him.
McGregor back to punt. And there's Devonair Martin. Martin up that left side, pulled jersey, and gets just near midfield. So again, great starting position for the Grambling State Tigers. This one is an exciting one. Tigers have won the last 5, and this is...
Introducing the new Verizon Business Unlimited plans. Now you can pick a plan for as low as $30 a line. Get 5G nationwide, plus massive data capacity, plus enhanced security for your devices. Plus, with Verizon Business Unlimited plans, you can mix and match to get more of what you need and none of what you don't. All for as low as $30 a line. All from Verizon, the network businesses rely on.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough, scoop this.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
How hard is it to catch a crispy, flaky fish? Depends on how patient you are and what pocket you keep $6 in. Arby's fish sandwiches are now 2 for $6 and part of Arby's everyday value. Arby's, we have the meat.
Home is where dinner time sometimes means showtime. And sometimes magic time. And sometimes rodeo time. Pillsbury.
A migraine hope from Aimovig. To show up for the sweet, the hectic, the tender, the tense, and the fiery. But for many, migraine keeps them from saying, I am here. We aim to change that with Aimovig, a preventive treatment for migraine in adults. 1 dose once a month is proven to reduce monthly migraine days, for some by half or more. Don't take Aimovig if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions like rash or swelling can happen hours to days after use. Severe constipation can happen, sometimes with serious complications. High blood pressure can happen or worsen with Aimovig. Common side effects include injection site reactions and constipation. It doesn't matter what each day brings, so long as you can say, I am here. Aim to be there more. Talk to your doctor about Aimovig.
Well, there's been so much that's taken place in the offseason within the SWAC. Some big news. Alcorn State not competing in this spring season, so that leaves the door wide open in the East. Meanwhile, coming in fall, Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M decide to take their talents to the SWAC. We'll get a chance to see the Rattlers and the Wildcats. Great interstate rivalry there, and Deion Sanders and his crew knotted at 7-7 all. But here's the deal. Jackson State has a chance to win that SWAC East with Alcorn State, who has reigned supreme over the last several years, to now be able to perhaps see a new champion.
I think Alcorn's been the premier university in football, either East or West, for the past 6 years. Very good football program there led by Fred McNair. A little disappointed they elected not to play, but obviously can't blame anybody for not playing football this spring, considering the situation at the school with the pandemic going on. But the big news, I think the second biggest story of the HBCU offseason besides Coach Prime going to Jackson State was Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman leaving the MEAC and going to the SWAC. Sent ripples down the HBCU college football landscape.
On second and 15. And a completion to Darrell James, and Hickbottom looking comfortable back there.
Yeah, the pocket's giving him time, and you cannot continue to allow a tight end to go with a free release down the middle of the field. By the time he gets to the safety, they're doing a good job of finding the crease between the middle linebacker, Miller, and the safety, Adams.
So they're able to convert, and here again, another pass on the outside. This time, it's complete once more. That's LaDamian Brooks.
And Hickbottom is picking them apart. And I think before we give Hickbottom all the credit, that offensive line, and we've seen him get touched once, but that was when they brought an additional rusher. But when they don't blitz, the defensive front four for Jackson State is not getting to the quarterback, and Hickbottom is making them pay.
Once more completion. I think that was the question mark of how well would this offensive line protect Hickbottom this season.
And he's pitching right now. He's pitching and catching, throwing and catching, getting the most out of his pre-snap read. The offensive line is doing their job. Great start and great recognition by Hickbottom. As we mentioned, this young man's been a 2-year starter. This will be his 3rd year, had high expectation, taking over the program, and right now he looks very comfortable in the pocket.
Flags on the play. Flags on the play.
Jay, how many penalties have we seen up front for Grambling State along that line?
Offense, number 51, 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
I'm guessing 5. 5. And in spite of those, we saw 3 on the first 3 consecutive penalties to start the game, but still this offense, when they don't shoot themselves in the foot with the penalty, able to move the ball against this Jackson State defense.
Bottom surveys, has time, tucks it and run almost to the end zone, and he's being spun around. Khalil Arrington was the one who was trying to lasso him down.
I mean, look at the pocket and look at the time. You're in the red zone. You are not supposed to have that clean a pocket with that much time to read the defense and then still able to run the football there. Takes a hit towards the end. That could be another targeting right there. 32, the freshman, Javian Adams, lowered his helmet. If they take a look at that one, that's another one that possibly can be a booth review for targeting.
The results of the play is the first down. The previous play is on the further review.
Did you see that, Tiff? When number 32, Javian Adams, who we've seen make some aggressive hits. But it seemed like at the end of that run, that was a launch. But I'm 0 for 1, right? So I really need to be quiet since I missed on the first one, which I don't know how.
Oh, but right there, no, that's
helmet to helmet.
Yep, pretty clear cut. Well, at least in my eyes. So I would stand with you.
Textbook why they have the rule. You'll see as he approaches, he lowers the helmet. He can no longer see what he's going to hit. That is helmet on helmet. That is targeting. That is what the rule is there for player safety. And we've seen Adams make some plays, and he's just a freshman. And he's going to have to learn that you cannot take these type of hits or make these type of hits on opposing players.
Let's take another look at it here. He lowers his head, launches right for helmet-to-helmet contact, and
After further review, it has been determined that number 32 is charged with targeting. Number 32 will be disqualified from the rest of the game. To be an automatic first down on the 1-yard line.
And maybe that's something that the defensive coordinator, Dennis Thurman, has to work with his football team. You want them aggressive, but you have to play smart. we've seen 2 plays that could have been player ejections. Miller was fortunate he was not ejected for what I thought was targeting earlier, and this time Adams is caught for targeting.
So they're starting. Strong safety gone. Javian Adams for the remainder of the game. 1st and goal. Inside the 1 for Grambling State, and another opportunity for the Tigers to capitalize here as Jeremy Hickbottom has already gotten off to a great start. The handoff to Elder, and that was easy, right up the gut. Grambling State does it again. You see Elder throwing up the hooks from Omega Sci-Fi. He's a Q. He's feeling good right now.
I just give him some hard blocking up front, downhill running, and Keelan Elder in the end zone. What is it, Omega Sci-Fi Incorporated, founded on the campus of Howard University, right? Got to mention Howard in the broadcast sooner or later, but that's part of the culture, which is HBCU.
Oh, partner. You know, when you look at a guy like Keelan Elder, redshirt sophomore, originally out of Dallas, Texas, he has been fueled by football after having to overcome some family tragedy. His older brother died in a freak accident of a drowning accident when he was just a youngster, just before his 16th birthday. And so Keelan Elder, who certainly has been brought closer to football, but also his father as well, who played football, great running back here at Grambling State, played for Coach Eddie Robinson. This is a young man who is just a great example of perseverance and overcoming adversity.
And sometimes you take tragedy and you turn it into something triumphant. So with the loss of his older brother, the father, Raymond Elder, said, you know what he was going to do, now it's on you. And Keelan was kind of going through the motions in high school, didn't have a lot of scholarship offers, but the father-son bond got so strong that senior year that Elder became a really good football player, and his very first scholarship offer came from Broderick Fobbs at Grambling, and it's been a match made in heaven.
And Jay, what makes this story all the more interesting, and you know, everybody is kind of like some degrees of separation. Ray Elder actually coached with Coach Prime in that Truth Youth Football League started by Deion Sanders.
I mean, imagine that. So Deion in his first game as a head coach, Coach Prime's first game, he's coaching against Keelan Elder, who he's known since he was a youngster. So that story there, that's kind of what you get in the HBCU culture. You know, everybody's connected, knows somebody that knows somebody, and I'm sure that Coach Prime is proud of the job that the younger Elder has done. I had a great conversation with the senior Elder, reminiscing on some of the good old days.
As Kamani Clark is looking strong there on the run, loses it at the end, but he was down. Kamani Clark, sorry to cut you off, Jay, but outstanding vision here and balance.
Yeah, great job in the balance and the spin move. And fortunate. They may take a look, see if that ball was coming out on the way to the ground, but Jackson State recovered anyway.
Jones able to shed a tackler, gets out of bounds.
And one of the things I've noticed over the years in covering Grambling defensively with all that speed, you don't beat them sideline to sideline. Too fast. Linebackers with speed, secondary with speed. You have to be able to run the ball in between the tackles like we saw Clark do on the previous run. But you try to run sideways against this G-men defense, they will catch you.
They're catching Clark in the backfield, wrapped up quickly. Several jerseys surrounding him. One of the first to get there, number 48, Brian Powell.
Hasn't played a lot, unproven, new to the program. However, they're going to teach speed. Defensive coordinator Everett Todd is going to keep speed on the field at that linebacker position. You saw the recognition. Good tackle behind the line of scrimmage from Powell.
Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter, 3rd and 9 for Jackson State. Jones able to wiggle his way out the pocket. A dual threat right here showing off his legs. Knocked out of bounds by Marquise Britton.
There you saw a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare, a dual threat quarterback. You take away all the passing lanes, but you leave him one crease in which he can escape. And Jalen Jones, we talked about the athleticism. Nice heady play to pick up the first down.
Again, handoff here to Kamani Clark. Tyson Alexander, who's giving Clark a spell in the backfield. Helmet pops off for one of the Grambling players. Going off to trot to the sideline. That was Martavius Dotson, excuse me. 5-yard pickup on the play. 2nd down. Jones looking on the outside. That's Corey Reed, who has the touchdown catch earlier and just short of the marker.
And I like the play call by Jason Phillips. If you can't really run the ball, sideways, off tackles the way that Jackson State wants to, get the ball in the hands of those big wide receivers you have. If you've got 2 6'3" wide receivers, use them as blockers, as catchers, as runners, and able to pick up positive yards.
3rd and 1, and pulling forward in the pile was Kamani Clark, and Clark may have fumbled the football, and it's going to Grambling State. Brian Powell, once again.
Defense helping out, just on his way to the ground. That ball pops out. Might have been a combination of Powell on the recovery, but it seemed like number 91, Cameron Richardson, on his way to the ground, able to dislodge that football, put it on the turf.
Fumble recovered by the defense. The previous play is on further review.
Clark, hopefully, said, okay, let's take a review. Maybe my knee was down. Maybe I was down, because he wasn't pleased.
And, there were so many bodies around that pile. I don't know if there's going to be a good enough angle to say one way or the other if the ball was in or out. I mean, there are just so many bodies on the ground. And I think unless you can see a definitive knee, see, that angle there doesn't show. The timing of it says he might have been on the ground, but you have to be absolutely certain in order to overturn this. And can't see the knee. And the ball's there a little bit earlier than I thought.
But the first angle I thought may have gotten shown it best from the end zone, because it looked like, again, maybe not definitive evidence, but the correlation of the ball popping out at the same time where it looked like his knee touched the ground. This is going to be a tough call for the officials up top. Let's see if we can see it one more time, as Brian Powell was able to recover.
The ruling on the field stands. Fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Grambling.
Couldn't see that, couldn't see through the woods. Too many trees down there hanging around, and just could not see, and a tough break for Jackson State.
Here's Hickbottom. Hickbottom still on his feet, and Hickbottom slides near the 30-yard line. But Jeremy Hickbottom is off to an excellent start at the helm for this Grambling State offense.
He's been in control, and when your offensive line's doing the job in the trenches, then you have that opportunity to find your second read, and if that's not open, still able to run. This defensive line from Jackson State must apply some pressure. Here comes the blitz.
Hickbottom able to let it go, and the pass incomplete. Intended target was Darrell James.
And I think on that one, we see defensive coordinator Dennis Thurman getting a little bit frustrated at the lack of pressure from his defensive line. Elects to get a little risky, play man coverage and blitz his 2 linebackers, trying to make Hickbottom feel a little bit uncomfortable.
It was the defensive side of the ball where Jackson State felt pretty confident, as this pass is complete. Again, Brooks with another reception. Brooks is an excellent story given the fact that he tore his meniscus, so this is his first game in nearly 2 years. He is a speedster out of Austin, Texas. There's Dennis Thurman.
Played at USC, Dallas Cowboys in NFL, longtime NFL veteran coach.
3rd and 1, and Hickbottom just cut short. Markel Gladney in on the tackle. Jackson native.
And that can't happen. If you're that close to first down marker as a quarterback, you have to know where you have to get to. Seemed like a lackadaisical effort by Hickbottom to extend to get the change, and now forcing a 4th down when you only needed a yard.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Well, that concludes the first quarter, and so far, Grambling State continuing to dominate this series. They're up 14-7 after 1.
In oddly specific news, it's free to sell sneakers over $100 on eBay, and their authenticity guarantee protects sellers too. While other sites take up to 25%, sneakerheads staring at their collections are calling this a game changer.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough, scoop this.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Gillette Pro Glide. 5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke. So you're ready for the day with a fresh face for a fresh start. For a limited time, get a 5th cartridge free.
Ballin', but on a budget. The new $1 Your Way menu at Burger King will help you stack that bread and spend less bacon. So try a flame-grilled bacon cheeseburger, chicken junior, fries, or a drink for just $1 each. So save that bacon and get it on your burger instead, because getting more for your buck at BK just hits different. The new $1 Your Way menu, now at Burger King. Your way, way better.
This is not just an SUV. It's a storytelling machine, capable of finding the most unexpected of stories in the most unexpected of places. Those stories are out there, and they're yours to claim and yours to share with the world. Introducing the all-new Sorrento, the world's first storytelling machine.
In a relentless world, connected but alone, trapped by illusion. But there is another path, where the battle to belong begins.
Back here at Grambling State University, and 14-7. It's the Tigers on top, and this is their SWAC opener, and certainly Coach Prime is getting a taste of what it's like to be on hallowed grounds, playing in Eddie Robinson Stadium and taking on a tough opponent like Grambling State. 4th and 1 coming out of the break, and Warren Newman back to receive it for Jackson State. Rugby-style punt once again. Newman picks it up and collects a couple of yards. So, Jay, observations so far from this Jackson State offense and just how they have been most effective when they have moved the ball.
I mean, they can throw the ball. We know that Jalen Jones can throw the football. They've got big wide receivers that they can use to their advantage. So they win that matchup with the one-on-ones. It's just getting to that second level, not able to establish the running game. And I really feel like the speed of Grambling defensively is giving the Jackson State offensive unit as a whole trouble.
Jones sees it pop right back to him after he hands it off to his running back. He loses it. It goes out of bounds, and very fortunate for the Tigers.
Is this speed on defense or what, Tiff? When the ball's being snapped, look how quickly they got in the backfield, and Jones able to bail him out.
And right now, the Tigers just trying to find some rhythm on offense. 2nd and 5 out of that busted play. Jones hands it off to Clark. And Clark may be good for a couple. Number 95 right there. Javon Carter in on the stop with Wesley Green.
An obvious passing situation, but number 75, Jalen Jones, the left guard, his helmet comes off, he has to leave. Now you've got to bring in a backup left guard and freshman John Mitchell in hope that he can protect the quarterback in this passing situation.
Jones staying alive, moving around that pocket, back trotting, lets it go, finds an open man, and Kylan Ritchie, and what a play by Jalen Jones to keep that one alive, stay on his feet, and connect with Ritchie.
Absolutely, because the protection was not there. But a good job of just extending the play with his legs, and then when he realizes he's not going to be able to run for the first down, look at the vision downfield to see the tight end, Kylan Ritchie, coming across the formation for the first down.
And that's what Jalen Jones can afford you as a dual threat quarterback. Outstanding athlete, can do just a little bit of everything. Jason Phillips talked about
Grambling.
just the progression.
That's the first timeout of the half.
Since the start of camp. Timeout taken on the field, 13:23 to go in the second quarter. We'll see you right back.
Buttercup, baby, just to let me down. Let me down.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
Do you taste that mesquite butter? And add all the fixings. Bacon, lettuce, grilled onions.
Pickles.
With the barbecue sauce?
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
That's what I'm talking about.
Verizon believes everyone deserves the best. That's why we start with 5G from America's most reliable network.
Verizon 5G is next level.
Then give families plans to mix and match, so you only pay for what you need starting at $35.
You get so much more than this, a great network.
And offer the best in entertainment on select unlimited plans, like Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, as well as Discovery Plus, with a Galaxy S21 Plus 5G when you buy one. There's no reason to settle for less than the best. Only from Verizon.
This is not just an SUV. It's a storytelling machine, capable of finding the most unexpected of stories in the most unexpected of places. Those stories are out there, and they're yours to claim, and yours to share with the world. Introducing the all-new Sorrento, the world's first storytelling machine.
3, 2, 1, finished. Home is where we make reality baking shows into actual reality.
It's a tie.
Looks like everyone's a winner today. Pillsbury.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got them shook like.
Hold up.
Work it out. I hit it back with a brand new style. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down like baby, I'm fabulous.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Elder rush for the other one.
Well, good look at the quarterbacks here. Jeremy Higgbottom, who has gotten off to a really efficient start, punched one in with his feet. Meanwhile, Jalen Jones, 4 of 5, just 40 yards. However, he's starting to get some momentum going here on this drive. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, he had a great outing against Edward Waters, 17 of 19. And when we talked with Coach Prime, he said, yeah, but I still want more.
both quarterbacks playing well, that's when you say, all right, let's look at the scoreboard. And I think Jalen Jones has played well. I mean, this drive would have been over if not for a fantastic play he made to keep the drive alive. And Hickbottom doing a good job, proved that he deserves that start. But still, good offense in that first quarter. And I'm sure Jalen Jones realized that this may be one of those games where we're going to need touchdown after touchdown and can't settle for field goal attempts, which could be the key.
Takes the snap on 2nd and 9, finds Warren Newman, and Newman, senior out of New Orleans, Louisiana, a guy who offensive coordinator Jason Phillips is really high on, just lightning in a bottle. You saw just a little glimpse there and some great hands coming across for that quick catch.
Call him one of the most electrifying players in all of FCS football. If you haven't seen Warren Newman on the football field, he's a treat to watch. When he gets the ball in his hands, special things can happen.
Coming off a really productive year, so now 1st and 10, red zone opportunity for the Tigers. Kamani Clark with the first down and more inside the 10.
This is what you have to do. Versus Grambling, you got to find the crease. They play a 3 defensive line man front. Find that crease and slice them up for some big chunks of yards.
Clark gets the carry again. He's stuffed inside. I'll tell you, Hershey Williams has been active on defense and several hats running to the ball for Grambling State.
I like to go play action here in this situation here. Make him think you're going to run the football again off tackle, pull it, and maybe see if you can sneak in a slant route behind the linebackers.
Instead, it's Tyson Alexander who is swung down. Alexander, the sophomore out of DeSoto, Texas. 4 carries and 11 yards in the season opener. Timeout taken by Jackson State. We'll stay here. And Jay, when you're talking about there was so much anticipation, there was so much hype, and everybody wanting to see just what Jackson State was going to look like. Your initial impressions of this group?
I see a team that's cranked up the intensity level. I mean, they're flying around the football, and they said they wanted to do that. They got to learn to play within the whistles a little bit, but we haven't been talking about Jackson State being this aggressive on defense in a long time, so you can tell the intensity is there. When will it catch up and start to see results on the football field? Offensively, they're still looking for their identity. I think we see that right now. They can score, they've got some weapons, but still not quite where they need to be, but they will get there, and it's a much improved team early on from what I've seen.
This is a group who last year went 4-8 overall on the season, had 3 SWAC victories. They're trying to pick up their first of the spring season. Jones keeps it himself, swirling around and into the end zone. Jalen Jones says, I'll decide to call my own number, keep it, and the dual threat quarterback is in for the score.
Yeah, this is a naked bootleg, but they just can't get to him. Great job of sealing the edge by Robert Washington, the tight end, not allowing the linebacker to have a free release on his quarterback. But you know what I really like about that? At the end of that play, that celebration, Jalen Jones went up to his left tackle and gave him the football. And at times, Jones struggled a little bit last year. They thought he was a me guy, transferring in from Florida. But that's showing me some maturity. When you go up and give that ball to your lineman, when he easily could have celebrated by himself, that's spreading the love. They like when you do little things like that.
Offsides. Defense, number 94. Half the distance to the goal, replay it down.
So another extra point attempt on the way, just a little bit closer And this one hits the upright. It's no good. So Jackson State can't complete the extra point. Meanwhile, Jalen Jones keeping them in this ball game. It's 14-13.
Do you taste that mesquite butter? And add all the fixings. Bacon, lettuce, grilled onions.
Pickles.
With the barbecue sauce?
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
That's what I'm talking about.
The ECG app lets me take an ECG without needing an appointment or a fancy machine or even needing to move a muscle.
Because if I want to take an electrocardiogram,
I'm going to take an electrocardiogram.
right here,
Right now.
Verizon believes everyone deserves the best. That's why we start with 5G from America's most reliable network.
Verizon 5G is next level.
Then give families plans to mix and match so you only pay for what you need starting at $35.
You get so much more than this, a great network.
And offer the best in entertainment on select unlimited plans like Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, as well as Discovery Plus, with a Galaxy S21 plus 5G when you buy one. There's no reason to settle for less than the best, only from Verizon.
Well, Eddie G. Robinson, 5 decades as the head coach of Grambling State University, retired with the most career wins, 17 SWAC titles, absolute greatness, putting more than 200 players in the NFL, including 4 Hall of Famers. And you think about the architect of this Grambling State program, synonymous with legacy, tradition, and winning. The G-Men have sent 4 to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And Jay, when you look back at what Eddie Robinson's legacy is like, my goodness, you have to just bow down.
He set the standard for what a coach should be. And he would be before it became popular, he was raising young men to be successful in life. That was a challenge that he had. And everything he wanted to do, I mean, Doug Williams didn't happen by accident. He said, I want to have quarterbacks get drafted from Grambling, and his legacy lives on.
The G-Men are continuing to forge ahead with Broderick Fobbs now at the helm, and he has been molded by Coach Eddie Robinson. And when you think about the winningest coach of all HBCUs, and really 408 career victories, yeah, but you don't just like his accomplishments on the field, Jay. You always talked about Eddie Robinson, the man. And what stood out to you most about him?
One wife, one job, one school. How many people can say they can accomplish that in life? And the pride, every time you're around somebody to play football at Grambling, it's all Coach Rob. It's all Coach Rob, always. And the impact he had so many years later for so many years of coaching, that just shows that he was able to transcend. When times change, he still was able to become and remain a factor.
New quarterback in is Elijah Walker, transfer from Hines Community College, and Walker hopes to continue a tradition that was set by Eddie Robinson with James Shaq Harris, Doug Williams, later, Bruce Eugene. Now Elijah Walker gets his shot in this offense after Jeremy Hickbottom had a wonderful start in this game.
That's why I'm shaking my head. You saw the head scratcher. I mean, we knew that Walker was going to play, but Hickbottom was playing lights out. Holding on to a 1-point lead right now. Your starting quarterback Hickbottom was playing well. A little bit of a roll of a dice here, but
the previous play is on the further review.
Well, I'll tell you this, we have seen coaches know something, see something, feel something, perhaps that, you know, we don't know. And Hickbottom, even though off to a great start, maybe Coach Broderick Fobbs and Mark Orlando, the offensive coordinator, knows something that we're not seeing. Is that last play is under review. Donald Johnson on the catch.
That Kendrick Paul, the safety number 24, comes up at the end of the play. And is he a defenseless player? I mean, he's clearly going down. Lowering that crown. I think this should be another targeting ejection. And give credit to the booth. I don't mind if you slow it down if you get it right for player safety. But when you've got guys coming in taking, I'm not going to call them cheap shots, but shots that are not allowed in today's college football game, they've got to get the message.
Well, this is the third play that's been under review for targeting. We'll remind you of the rules again.
After further review, there's no targeting on player number 24. No targeting.
And so, Jay, you felt like he was launching or lowered his head into a defenseless player.
Yes, and when you see the forcible contact to the head or neck area, helmet to helmet, you know, from that type of play, that's a targeting call.
Nice throw, and just out of the reach of Donald Johnson. So Elijah Walker tried to connect with them, taking a shot downfield on 3rd and 7. But going back to that play, Jay.
He's coming in, even from that angle, you can tell the defender is lowering his helmet. And from a side angle, you saw it even more. I mean, that was a hit to the head. If you're trying to get helmet-to-helmet contact out of the game, how do you allow that to happen?
Kendrick Paul, fortunate he wasn't called for targeting. We've already seen one ejection with Javian Adams out of the game. Grambling State on the punt. And here's Warren Newman with the fair catch. So you saw the decision there from Grambling State. That maybe kind of stagnated their offense just a little bit. Meanwhile, Jalen Jones, he has the keys to this offense. You know, so much has been talked about with Jones and where he will fit with all the newcomers expected to flood this roster next season. And as of now, you know, offensive coordinator Jason Phillips says, well, he's our starter for now. Right now in this season. So here's his chance to prove and get more reps before Shedeur Sanders may challenge for that quarterback role.
And I thought the answer that we got from Jason Phillips was, it was accurate, right? I mean, you're the starter. You're the starter, but the for now part of it kind of makes you say, well, that's not really too confident. But in defense to the Jackson State coaching staff, they say they want competition at every position, every practice, every week. And they got a new group of guys, much ballyhooed recruiting class that's coming in. They want guys to compete on an annual basis or a weekly basis.
Jones spins it out of there. There's Dalen Baldwin. Baldwin with the Jets down the sideline and in for the score. Baldwin didn't get a chance to compete last season, sat out because of transfer rules. Came over from Morgan State, and you see the big wideout making a difference here. 64 yards for the touchdown.
If you've got big targets, use them. Get them the football and let the size advantage come into play. And we talked about Jalen Jones. Just continue to distribute the football, making the right decisions, and rewarded there with Baldwin making a explosive play for the touchdown.
Dalen Baldwin getting love on the sideline and then you see him tiptoe that sideline in for the score. Coach Prime saying, let me run with you, brother.
From rare dead stock to the latest release, new or pre-owned, the drops never stop. eBay, authenticity guarantee.
Like, look at that big piece of cookie dough right there. Like, it wouldn't be the same if it was just the little chunks.
Just waiting like this. I'm ready.
Eat me.
Eat me.
Oreo, Big Scoop, Cookie Dough Blast, and Sundae. Eat me, eat me!
And Doug.
Hey, Limu. How great is it that we get to tell everybody how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need? I mean, oh, sorry. Whoops. Meow, good evening. Oh, meow. Nope. Oh, what? I'm an emu. No, buddy. Buddy, it's a filter. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Here we go. So much on the line.
It's unbelievable what's unfolding here.
The Big 12 Championship, ACC Championship, and Pac-12 Championship next Saturday on ESPN.
Jackson stayed on the road in their SWAC conference opener. They're up 20-14 with 9:05 remaining. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green here with you, and I'll tell you this, much renewed sense of energy, excitement, and effort that we've seen from this Tiger Ball Club.
And it paid off, you know. They missed an extra point, but they responded. You're starting to see the kids. Are they starting to believe in what Coach Prime? You start to believe in the offense. When the offense puts up points versus a good defense and the explosive plays are there, that becomes contagious.
I believe that's the mantra for the season under Coach Prime. On the return is C.J. Russell, and Russell is wrapped up. Meanwhile, Jay, we were just talking during the break. We saw Elijah Walker take snaps in that last possession. Jeremy Hickbottom comes back onto the field. How does that get into the head of a player who was playing a really solid game so far?
I did not like the choice when they made the decision, but, you know, that's why we're in the booth and they're down on the field. They get paid to make those type of decisions there. But I just thought, when, as a quarterback, being a former quarterback myself, when I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Don't pull me out. If I make a mistake, maybe. But it was, you know, predetermined that we were going to see Elijah Walker. But I think to bring him in when Hickbottom was playing the way he was, maybe bring in Walker to start the second half for the first two series. But we'll see if they can gain back that momentum and Hickbottom can continue his hot playing ways.
Toss on the outside, and Aubrey Miller was there to bring down and greet Keelan Elder. Third down for Grambling State. This is important for the Tigers, wanting to reestablish now with, again, Hickbottom back in the game, sets a man in motion. No flags on the play. Hickbottom completes to DJ Clark. Rather, there is a flag on the play, just came out late. We've seen a lot of laundry on the field so far in this first half. Jay, everyone's settling in, players, coaches, and officials.
A lot of penalty flags before the snap of the ball. We haven't seen the traditional ones like the holding or, you know, the face mask type. We've seen targeting and we've seen false starts. And this one may be an offside.
Offsides. Defense, number 90, 5-yard penalty. Second down. Correction, third down.
Now, Jay, I thought that was a 3rd and 4, so that 5 yards should have given Grambling State the first down here.
You saw it.
Okay.
That was the same thing. This should be first down. Maybe it was just not told the right way. So they're saying 3rd and 1.
Keelan tries to push ahead for a yard, and I don't know if he got it, Jay. Met up front from the charge. I don't know if he got it there. Aubrey Miller was coming in strong.
If he needed a full yard, then I think he's going to be short. I think the question becomes, do you go for it? Great job of shedding tackles by number 96, Jermaine Crane, followed up by Aubrey Miller to finish it off. And if you go for it here, I wouldn't be surprised if Grambling went for it here to try and get a little momentum back, but nothing really says you should go for it in this situation except that you lost a little bit of momentum. And you think you can pick up a half yard, but obviously Roderick Fobbs is not seeing it as such.
Delay a game against the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
The penalties starting to mount up for both teams, and if you're Broderick Fobbs, who always talks about the discipline of his team and making sure they're doing the right things, you can't shoot yourself in the foot like that. Just backs him up a little bit, and on the punt here at Urban, and it's out of bounds. We saw Jalen Jones on that last drive doing outstanding job. 6 of 7 now for 131 yards passing, 3 TDs in total, 1 on the ground, 2 through the air. I mean, your assessment of Jones's afternoon so far?
He's playing like a quarterback that's comfortable in the system, a sense of urgency, but still playing within the game, playing within the offense. What they're asking him to do when the protection break down, he's showing the athleticism to pick up positive yards on those breakout plays. Very impressed with the job that Jalen Jones has done so far in this football game.
Clark on the carry. Sees a couple of black jerseys. Jones able to get it off in time, and he connects with Warren Newman again.
This is what you want when if they're gonna blitz and bring that extra linebacker, you would love to just slice them with a wide receiver, bubble screen, something like that, and get rid of the ball quickly, get up to that second level. I tell you, Grambling was fortunate they didn't give up more yards, because that was actually the perfect play call for that weak side blitz.
Pickup of 12. Jones keeps it. Jones still on his feet. First down. Jalen Jones starting to pick up the momentum and feel it even more.
And a great decision, realizing that the running play was going to be stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Jones calls his own number, pulls the football, and turns what was going to be a surefire negative play into another Tiger first down.
You see the sophomore just getting more and more confident back there. Tyson Alexander popped real good as he goes down. Quincy Mitchell delivering the blow. Well, this has been a fun start to this game. We talked about how Grambling has really controlled this series as of late. Winners 9 of their last 10, but Jackson State trying to change the tides here under Coach Prime and start a new era. Taking a look, Jackson State, their last win over Grambling State back in 2012. As Tigers are searching for a big road win here today.
And it was a dominating time for Grambling State football, but to think these programs, they all think neither one of them is that much better than the other that you should have a 9-year win streak on them. So I'm sure they're a little bit frustrated, and that's why we've seen a number of coaching changes at Jackson State University, which led to Coach Prime coming down to Mississippi.
Nice move by Tyson Alexander. Alexander moving aside into the end zone, slams it on in.
Alexander.
First rushing touchdown of the season for Tyson Alexander. And Jackson State letting them know, we're on the scene, we're here, check us out.
He was described as an explosive runner, and it's one thing to be explosive, to have the ability to get to the second level, but the better thing is having the ability to have the balance to finish off an explosive run and end up with pay dirt into the end zone.
A 33-yard touchdown run for Tyson Alexander. Jackson State is starting to figure it out on offense, and you see it clicking right here. After Anderson missed that extra point, new kicker in, it's Glenn Masai. It's up and in. Well, I'll tell you this, 3 offensive possessions for Jackson State, and they all end the same way with a touchdown.
Great job of answering the call after Grambling grabbed momentum of the game, scoring 14 straight points. JSU mounts their own little drive, and I think the folks are starting to realize we could be on to something down here in Jackson. The faithful fans of Jackson State, a good number of them made the trip out here to Grambling, Louisiana, and they're cheering on their team, and I know they like what they say. But let's give it up to this. Here's a little fact that a lot of people don't know, Tiff. We know it. Who's got the largest fan base in HBCU football?
The SWAC?
Who? Yep, but what school?
Big Blue.
Leads the SWAC in attendance every year. Jackson State. What school, here's what I got to put on top of it. What school led FCS football? All of FCS, not just HBCU, but what school led all of FCS football in attendance last year? Jackson State.
I'm going to go with Jackson State. Oh, now they drill down in the capital city of Mississippi.
So when you give me a program that's got a fan base that loves their team, and the program that produces Walter Payton, Lynn Barney, Jackie Slater, and you bring in some extra showtime with prime time, it could be something really, really special going to take place in Jackson, or it could go really, really wrong. Well, let's be clear. I made that clear. There's no gray area with the prime time experience down in Jackson, Mississippi.
Well, I'll say this, Jay. So far through a full game and a half, we've seen it work out so far for Jackson State, because everyone was saying, all right, well, their season opener against Edward Waters, certainly that was an expected outcome, of 53-0 trouncing over the NAIA school. However, this was going to be a game that really tested and to see where Jackson State was, the measuring stick.
Grambling had elected to take the kick at the 35-yard line.
And I agree with you, on that one. The 53, okay, some people thought that score could have been 70-something, nothing. They weren't going to count, but this 27 points we're seeing in the first half versus Grambling, those are real numbers. Those are real points. This is a conference game, and this offense from Jackson State has traveled.
Went through the hands of a Jackson State defender. James trying to say, I caught that, but it's incomplete.
Fortunate that ball was not intercepted by Keontae Hampton. Looks like that ball dragged against the turf.
And that's a player we haven't talked a lot about for
The
Jackson
ruling on the
State
field
as of now.
is an incomplete pass. The previous play is on the further review.
Keontae Hampton, the preseason SWAC Defensive Player of the Year, led the conference in tackles a season ago. You saw the ball just slip through his fingertips here and nearly caught by James. Jay, I don't know if that touched. I don't know. It looked like it bounced off the top of his hand.
It does not. That could be a catch. I think the angle we saw prior to that showed that ball does not hit the ground, and great concentration by the tight end, James. Hampton's going to wish he was able to make that interception, but when you slow it down, does the ball ever touch the turf? That's off his wrist. And he gets the hand underneath.
That's right, yeah. Looks like a catch to me. And like you said, that was excellent concentration. Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass, so they'll make sure they review this and see if they can get the right call. Boy, James has played a nice game on the outside. That would be a 15-yard catch if they overturn it. But either way, it's worth noting, the fact that, COVID caused a lot of things. And for James, that time off, he was able to benefit from it, really working over the offseason.
After further reviews, the call on the field has been reversed. The pass was completed. It'll be first down, Grambling on the 35-yard line. Clock operator, start the clock. I'm already.
All right, so that's a 15-yard completion for James. James, we talked about that work in the offseason to try to become a better route runner, but you saw the great hands there. Hickbottom too tall for James as he goes back to him again.
And that's a miss, and that's something that Jackson State's going to have to shore up. They are allowing James too many free releases in the middle of the field. He's finding the crease between the linebacker and the safety in the zone coverage. And with a more accurate throw, that could have been a big play for Grambling State. And now one of the luxuries that Grambling's able to afford themselves right now, because Jackson State can't get to the quarterback with their defensive line with the pressure, you can go empty backfield. And this, you spread them out like this, the defense has to show you your hand when there's pressure.
Hickbottom being chased out, releases along the sideline. Does Kobe Ross come up with it? They say yes. First time this afternoon we've called Kobe Ross.
Avoiding pressure and delivers a ball to the outside, and great job of concentration keeping the feet in bounds by Ross. That's big time.
Yeah. Has long been seen as one of the most exciting players in this Grambling State offense. Normally operates out of the slot. Says, let's keep it going. Hickbottom with the defender in his face. Lets it go. Has a man in the end zone. And incomplete.
A little bit too aggressive by Hickbottom in that situation. When you've got the empty backfield and they bring 6, you know you only have 5. Take something short. Hit a crossing route versus the man-to-man coverage. He had a slot receiver that came wide open in front of him that probably would have ran into the end zone, but he elected to go for the deep shot over the top and took a hit and also an incomplete pass.
Through the hands and incomplete to James. But now you can see Hickbottom starting to sense a little bit more of the pressure on those last 2 throws. The defensive line is encroaching closer and closer to him.
They're trusting him, though. They're trusting Hickbottom to say, you know what, we'll go empty backfield if you make the right pre-snap read where you're going with the football. And they may bring a running back in there just for a little support, but that's just token support. They would like to spread out this Jackson State defense.
Grambling, that's the third and final timeout of the half.
And you see Coach Broderick Fobbs just shaking his head. This is a team who has played exceptionally well at home. They've won 16 straight. Obviously, that streak is on the line here today. It's the second best streak in FCS behind North Dakota State.
I did not know that. I would have said maybe a James Madison would have been there, JMU, but wow, that's impressive there. Remember last time we saw Grambling in person play, it was when they were taking on an all-court team that was heavily favored here, and Grambling State was able to knock them off in a classic overtime game. So it's well-deserved. That 16-game home win streak, that's well-deserved. They've beaten some good teams here, faced some challenges.
Hit bottom with nowhere to go, and he was swallowed up. Miquel Pillow Smiley, among others, got to him in time.
They've been waiting. That has to be a little disappointing because Grambling put a running back in the backfield, but it seemed like that was motivation. And now we talk about things becoming contagious. Look at the defensive line. This is a good job of covering the running lane. There's no escape routes and collapsing the pocket. Great job by the front four, finally able to get to Higbottom.
Also in on that was that bull rush there from Vincent McIntosh. He's been pushing the pocket further and further back. 49-yard field goal attempt, and a penalty marker comes out.
Delay a game against the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Now you punt. So they're going to move you back 5 yards, which was a 49-yard field goal attempt. Now it's going to be a 54. Time to punt it away and hope your special teams can pin them deep.
Well, Grambling State was the team who came out hot and looked to have that momentum. But, Jay, I still go back to when Jeremy Higbottom was taken out and Elijah Walker was put in. It's not all on the offense, don't get me wrong, but that to me was a shift. That was a turning point in this first half. Because since then, the Tigers hadn't been able to figure it out.
And you know what else, too? I'm thinking about when Higbottom left. Remember when Higbottom on 3rd and 1 gave kind of a lackluster effort in getting that first down? They had to punt the ball. Then you saw Walker come in, and not blaming it on Walker at all. He came in there, there was a hot hand in the game, and they made that change, and the offense has not been able to move the football and score since. And I'm sure they're scratching their head, but there's a lot of football left to be played between the quarterbacks, and I would not be surprised if we saw Walker again at some point. They believe in this young man that much to give him an opportunity, but it is a head scratcher.
Meanwhile, the Tigers can pin their ears back as Jackson State deep into their own territory after the punt, 36 yards. And coming right out of their own territory, there's Tyson Alexander, and Alexander dragging a pile with them.
Find a crease versus a 3-man defensive front. Get a white jersey up on the second level, and Tyson Alexander, for somebody who's supposed to be strictly an outside runner, showing he's able to run between the tackles pretty good.
Gave them the breathing room they needed. Jackson State trying to engineer another drive that results in a touchdown before heading into the locker room. Tigers taking their time. Again, they keep it on the ground.
A little bit surprised that they took their time getting up to the line after getting out there, you know, being backed up in their own end zone. You get a big run, then you get to the line of scrimmage. I would have thought they'd have gone into hurry-up 2-minute offense, but they look to kind of slow it down, possibly content going into halftime with at least a 13-point lead.
We'll see if they can convert here on 3rd and 5. Jones rolls out to his right. Jones trying to beat the defender, able to scamper out of bounds. And he's close to the first down marker. Did he pick it up?
Nice job with the naked. He realized he's got room and real estate to run out front. And now would be the time where you go for it. You're on the road, it's conference opponent. You can really try to almost bury this team at halftime, give yourself a big cushion. I'd like to see Jackson State become more aggressive here and let Jalen Jones throw the football.
Working with a fresh set of downs, the handoff to Alexander. And Jackson State has 2 timeouts remaining. Are they going to spin one here or be content to let the clock wind down?
A little bit surprising.
Yeah.
I think at this point, no real sense of urgency. I think they're content going up 13. If they can pop a big play, they may do it, but they're not going to force the issue and risk the turnover.
Well, remember that they also would get the ball coming out of halftime.
That's why you really go for it. You got an opportunity to put a team down by 20, then get the ball back to start the half and maybe go up by, outside that 3-score margin. So a little bit surprised by this decision to slow it down before the half, because what you'll learn in the SWAC, 13 points can disintegrate with a sack and a fumble and a strip fumble. So
they certainly know how to put up a lot of points in the SWAC. Met quickly there by Hershey Williams. Williams with a tackle for a loss on Tyson Alexander. And that is the final play of the first half. Coach Prime content to trot into the locker room with this team. They're carrying a 13-point lead on the road against Grambling State. Jay, this is a group that will gather themselves at halftime. They'll get the ball coming out of the locker room, but you just didn't like that decision to not try to put up some more.
No, when you're playing a conference opponent, you got them on the ropes, you go for the knockout blow. I mean, you absolutely do. It's not going to take much. We saw quickly when Grambling offense gets it going, they can put up some points in bunches there a little bit, so you're putting a lot of pressure on your defense.
An entertaining first half. Off to a quick start. Jackson State on top, 27-14.
Always be ready to seize the moment when inspiration strikes. Make the most of this opportunity during Mazda's Season of Inspiration. Get 0.9% APR for up to 60 months and no payments for 90 days.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info. Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side? Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
rare dead stock to the latest release, new or pre-owned, the drops never stop. eBay, authenticity guaranteed.
With Infinity Now, your test drive comes to you. So you can try one car one day and another the next. Because when you find the kind of luxury that fits you, you'll know. Experience luxury on your terms when you purchase or lease a new Infinity online with Infinity Now. Lease the 2021 Infinity QX50 for $379 a month at your local Infinity retailer.
Ball in, but on a budget. The new $1 Your Way menu at Burger King will help you stack that bread and spend less bacon. So try a flame-grilled bacon cheeseburger, chicken junior, fries, or a drink for just $1 each. So save that bacon and get it on your burger instead, because getting more for your buck at BK just hits different. The new $1 Your Way menu, now at Burger King. Your way, way better.
You could do so.
New things, you can't stop us. No strings, you can't stop us.
GNC has all the best flavors to help you crush your wellness routine over and over again.
Beautiful day for football from Eddie Robinson Stadium in Grambling, Louisiana. The Tigers out of Louisiana trailing 27-14 at the half, but it's all good. The world-famed marching Tiger Band in the stands. We're at home, missing being there, but certainly great to be on the call. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green, and, we have not been able to give the people what they want for a little bit now. It's a segment that you created some time ago, and it's one of those things where
you're teasing me.
Always,
come on, Tiff.
yeah,
you're teasing
you
me. Give them what they want, Tiff. Give them what they want.
Oh, you always seem to get a lot of attention, and because you always got something to say. How about give me 5 things that you like to know about Grambling State University?
Thank you, Tiff. Come on, first time in a while. Give me 5. Give the people what they want, Tiff. They like to see the quick release, the accuracy to throw. One of the greatest quarterbacks in MEAC history, by the way, but it's not about me. How about 5 things you have to know about Grambling State University? Number 5, Tiff, this is for you. Erykah Badu went to Grambling State University. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
Rim shot, call Tyrone. Other side of the game.
We're not going to talk about Tyrone. That's right. All right, number 4, it's Grambling. It's football legends. We're talking about the 4 Hall of Famers, but what about names like James Shaq Harris? We talked about Doug Williams. I'm going to give you the Bruce Eugenes of the world, the Jake Reeds, the Pancho Glovers, all these legendary players. Oh, this was a school built on football. Like to say sometimes if the football team wasn't any good, might not have a school. Controversial. I'm just playing with y'all. Number 3. Willis Reed. I just called it a football school. Hold up, Jay Walker. Willis Reed, legend in New York Knick infamy. He played his b-ball down at Grambling, Louisiana. Number 2, they're not famous. They're the world-famed Marching Tiger Band of Grambling State. They performed at inaugurations, Rose Bowls. They've been over to Japan. One of the most famous bands out there, and if not, you don't believe me, they'll tell you. That's why they call themselves world famed.
All right now, okay. So I like that list. That was really good. Now I'm just having this giddiness, this excitedness because I'm waiting for number 1.
Yeah. This is the most obvious answer in HBCU sports and landscape. Number 1, it is Grambling, right? It's Eddie Rob. And we talked about the importance of number 1. 1 school, 1 wife, 1 job. That is Eddie Robinson, the best to ever do it. But you're going to like this. How about on the bubble? Can you pronounce that word, Tiffany, on the bubble, what I got there?
Orchesis. That's called
It's the Orchesis. Orchesis. They are the dance company of Orchesis here at Grambling. They go along with the world-famed Marching Tiger Band. So the Orchesis are in the house here. Those are the 5 things you need to know about Grambling State University. And extra shout-out to one of my favorite on-campus radio stations, KGRM, on campus right here at Grambling, Louisiana.
repping. You know, Gram Fam is pretty big around the campus as well. Jays, give me 5. You know, you can always debate it. Hit him up on Twitter. We'll come right back.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info. Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side? Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Small business life can be kind of crazy. With a printer that orders its own ink when it's running low, you have one less thing to worry about.
From rare dead stock to the latest release, new or pre-owned, the drops never stop. eBay, authenticity guarantee.
With Infinity Now, your test drive comes to you. So you can try one car one day and another the next. Because when you find the kind of luxury that fits you, you'll know. Experience luxury on your terms when you purchase or lease a new Infinity online with Infinity Now. Lease the 2021 Infinity QX50 for $379 a month at your local Infinity retailer.
Hi, I'm Jade, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's new Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the way that the Colby Jack cheese complements the spicy sandwich as it melts. It doesn't overpower the sandwich, but it just goes with the spice. I'm just like, oh.
Hey, I'm Will, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A new Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the tenderness of the chicken and the marinade it's made in. You want to kick off your 2021 with a fresh start. This is what you gotta have right here. You've got me all excited now.
Here we go. So much on the line. It's unbelievable what's unfolding here.
The Big 12 Championship, ACC Championship, and Pac-12 Championship next Saturday on ESPN.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got them shook like.
Hold up.
Work it out. I hit it back with a brand new style. Bring it up into the phone, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down like baby, I'm fabulous.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Takes the championship 34 years after his father.
Child arrived just the other day, came to the world in the usual way, and he was talking for I knew it, and as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad, you know I'm gonna be like you.
I'm driving.
Zero alcohol. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon.
The SWAC is back playing football, but some major moves prior to the spring season. How about Alcorn State, the defending SWAC champions, opting out this season? Meanwhile, some waves coming over from Florida as the Rattlers of Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman Wildcats will be joining the conference. That'll cause some realignment for sure, but I'll tell you this, Grambling State's like, okay, that's cool, we're still gonna vie for a SWAC championship. They want to be in the hunt, but Jay, it's a big deal that Alcorn State is not playing this season.
I mean, Alcorn has owned the East, 6 consecutive East titles. They were basically a shoe-in for the SWAC championship game every year. But this year, they're opting out, so that leaves it wide open in the East. It becomes who's going to get it. All of a sudden, from what we're seeing, this Jackson State team may be a legitimate contender to make it to the SWAC championship game in their first season. That would be shocking, but it's doable. It's doable. And Tiff, I know there's some schools out there that you like, and you said your little favorite to win the SWAC East may be who?
Alabama A&M, led by the preseason SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, Aquil Glass, and Connell Maynor has a 7-0 advantage on the road against South Carolina State. That's a great game.
Yes, and that's a very good defensive squad for South Carolina State. So Alabama A&M, they're a lot like Jackson State. They're offensive-minded. They're going to put points on the board. Looks like the That's a Bulldog versus Bulldog matchup. Alabama A&M Bulldogs versus South Carolina State Bulldogs, but the push from Huntsville with the early lead in Orangeburg, and Pine Bluff, surprise, up 3-zip on Southern. Early, Southern would be the team I would say would be the favorite to win it in the West. So that is a little bit of upset. Arkansas Pine Bluff had a great season last year. Last time they were on the field trying to see if they can keep it going, although they've lost some key pieces.
And welcoming in a new head coach in Doc Gamble. Gamble along with Deion Sanders, the two new faces in the SWAC, will be back with more talking Grambling State and Jackson State when we return.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info. Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side? Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Burger. Butter.
Beautiful.
Bacon.
Barbecue.
Delightful.
Deliciousness.
That's not a word.
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
Bacon.
Bacon's already been said.
Oh.
The best in internet and entertainment is here. With Xfinity X1, you get access to live TV and top streaming apps. And now Xfinity delivers breakthrough Wi-Fi speed, faster than a gig. Ask how you can get a free upgrade to gig speed, now 20% faster. Switch today.
This is Jim. He's working from home while keeping an eye on the kids, and he still had time to start his own bracket group. What's your excuse? Sign up at espn.com/bracket and start your group today.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got them shook like.
Hold up.
Work it out. I hit it back with a brand new style. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down like baby, I'm fabulous.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Here we go. So much on the line. It's unbelievable what's unfolding here.
The Big 12 Championship, ACC Championship, and Pac-12 Championship next Saturday on ESPN.
In a relentless world, connected but alone, trapped by illusion. But there is another path where the battle to belong begins.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can tell you.
Shareholders are very happy.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do now. I can tell you.
Here's to firing up the grill and lighting up the world. To igniting new passions and possibilities. Here's to flavors only you can create. To making mouths water and making a little extra. Here's to opening up eyes, minds, and taste buds. Here's to blazing your trail.
It's a movement. HBCU culture continuing to be brought to the forefront. Let's take a look at the latest episode from our series, Why Not Us?
A couple of things. I don't know if you guys already heard the news, but Bethune-Cookman canceled their season. We got to look at that and say, okay, it's a gift and a curse. The gift is we don't have to travel to Florida 2 times and we can preserve our budget. The curse is we still need 4 more games. And I'm not quite sure they're going to be the only one. The goal for North Carolina Central basketball is to make it to the Sweet 16. In order to make it to the Sweet 16, this year during this pandemic, the NCAA is mandating that you play at least 13 games. We don't know how many games we're going to be able to get in because, trust and believe, there's going to be some cancellations. If those games are taken away, we don't get what we call the guarantee games, where we get an opportunity to go play the larger schools and get paid. When you go play those big schools, they normally give you a check in range from $70,000 to $95,000. That essentially funds your basketball program.
North Carolina Central, the focal point of the series. This is an all-access docu-series, executive produced by NBA All-Star Chris Paul and ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. It's the first project to debut under the Undefeated over on ESPN+.
Rare dead stock to the latest release, new or pre-owned. The drops never stop. eBay, authenticity guarantee.
Finally moved in.
It's a great old house. Good bones, wraparound porch.
The pipes are making strange noises.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Do you taste that mesquite butter? And add all the fixings. Bacon, lettuce, grilled onions,
pickles.
With the barbecue sauce?
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
That's what I'm talking about.
PGA Junior League is a fun team golf experience for kids that the entire family can enjoy.
Boys and girls learn the game from PGA and LPGA professionals and have a great time with friends.
Find your team and get ready for a fun and exciting PGA Junior League season.
No high fives for me? What is that? Come on.
I want to see you out playing in your jersey and having fun. Visit PGAJuniorLeague.com.
A migraine hope from Aimovig to show up for the sweet, the hectic, the tender, the tense, and the fiery. But for many, migraine keeps them from saying, I am here. We aim to change that with Aimovig, a preventive treatment for migraine in adults. One dose once a month is proven to reduce monthly migraine days, for some by half or more. Don't take Aimovig if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions like rash or swelling can happen hours to days after use. Severe constipation can happen, sometimes with serious complications. High blood pressure can happen or worsen with Aimovig. Common side effects include injection site reactions and constipation. It doesn't matter what each day brings, so long as you can say, I am here. Aim to be there more. Talk to your doctor about Aimovig.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by McDonald's. Double-digit halftime lead for Jackson State in their SWAC Road opener in the Coach Prime era, and that second quarter was an explosion for Jackson State. They went off 3 straight possessions with scores, Jay.
Yeah, they got the athletes involved in the game. The dual threat quarterback, Jalen Jones, with the bootleg. And then you saw the explosive play by Dalen Baldwin, which was a big one. And then they got it done with Tyson Alexander with a huge run. It was the athleticism that showed up for Jackson State, which helped them gain command and control of this football game.
Well, Jalen Jones, incredibly efficient already on the afternoon, carrying over from a couple of weeks ago, 127 yards in the air and 2 TDs as well. So Jackson State is feeling good right now. And what do you think that message at the half was like from Coach Prime?
Finish. He knows that this is a Grambling State team that's going to have some fight. You're not going to come in here and blow away the Tigers, but he demands for them to get better. Keep in mind, when they beat Edward Waters 53-0, he wanted more. He said he wanted more from Jalen. So the mantra at Jackson State, we don't settle for anything. Get better every play, every series. And we'll see if Jackson State can get it done.
When you look at Grambling State and what they did in the first half, picked up 173 yards of total offense. But you think about this Tiger group who last touched the field March 4th. And that was when they were preparing for spring ball, and then everything came to a halt. So this is their first game of the season. It's been more than a year since they played a competitive football game. They're trailing by 13 here as Jackson State gets the ball to start the third quarter.
And I believe one of the keys is going to be what defensive adjustments do they make defensively with their defensive coordinator, Everett Todd. They came out with an initial game plan, but JSU figured out something and started getting the ball on the edge to those athletes. So I think if you're Grambling State, you go back to basic football, keep everything in front. Jackson State has earned your respect offensively. They can hurt you with big plays, so make them drive down the field lengths and take time off the clock compared to hitting you with the big play over and over again.
They've got a call on that D-line, a three-man front, Sundiata Anderson, Wesley Green, and Cameron Richardson. They try to attack more and get a push up front. The handoff to Kamani Clark, and Clark is brought down as he tried to take it to the outside.
That's the part there where you live with that. Another thing outside of, the schematically, they've got to tackle. Big plays normally happen off of missed tackles. Do a better job of tackling in the second half.
Trey Dunn was credited with that last tackle. 2nd and 7. Clark to the left of Jones. He gets it again. And once more, this time it's Lewis Matthews on the stop.
Now here's the play here. What do you do? So that last defensive front, they covered up every gap. That was a run-stopping defense. Now, this has been the problem when you've got Jalen Jones with the ability to throw the football or run the football. And even when you bring pressure, he's shown that he can get away. So the pre-snap look says they're not going to bring pressure on Jalen Jones. I think he's earned that respect.
They keep it on the ground and doing a good job of stopping them where they start is Kobe Foster. Foster and the Tiger defense along with Anderson able to hold him there. It's 4th down.
The Grambling defense did the job. They got the stop and did not allow Jackson State to increase their lead. Hopefully the offense can get it going when they get the ball back.
Second punt of the ball game for Lane McGregor. Well, you go back to Jeremy Hickbottom in that first half, and he had a good start. They gave him the ball. They let him run this offense, and he was able to figure it out.
His ball distribution and decision making, they were on point. Missed a couple throws, but they were good decisions where to go with the football. Had command of it, was on cruise control, but then got taken out of the game, lost a little bit of momentum, and really was not able to get it back. And we'll see what he does in the second half.
Well, they start him out with something pretty easy. One of his favorite targets here was Darrell James in that first half, and James with the completion. Once again, you see them targeting the big tight end out of Tallahassee quite a bit today.
Yeah, that's a good job getting the ball to him. He had 3 catches for 60 yards in the first half. Starting the second half where he left off, they got to figure out a way to cover up that tight end if you're Jackson State.
They try to hurry up quickly from the line, and on the run is C.J. Russell. Russell wrestled down to the ground by Aubrey Miller Jr.
And Russell all the way to the 50-yard line at midfield. Stop by Jackson State Tigers. Miller is currently on the stop. Second down now at 5 Tigers.
On the carry again, Russell once more, and Khalil Harrington helped to drag him down, but that's good enough for a first down.
For C.J. Russell to be just a freshman, he can hit that hole quick. He's got that little burst you see. Doesn't take him long to get from 0 to 60.
See quick tempo for this offense for Grambling State. How does that help your offense and maybe catching the defense, getting them a little tired?
Yeah, you know, try to wear them out, and particularly the guys up front. You know, when you've got guys that weigh 300 pounds on the defensive line, after so many plays, they want to get a breather. And so they'll start sucking wind a little bit, and you give your offensive line a little bit of an advantage. So you do the hurry up to change the tempo on them, and you know, you want those defensive linemen putting those hands on the hips, and then hopefully if you're an offense, they go from the hips to the knees where they need some more wind.
Russell gets the call once more, able to break a tackle up ahead. And C.J. Russell, they continue to call on number 9 in black, and he continues to deliver.
See, if this is a fresh defensive lineman, he makes that tackle. But when you're a little bit tired, your arm's a little bit late to the punch, it's an arm tackle that Russell was able to run through.
They're slowed by Pillow Smiley. 3rd and 1.
That was a great stop there. Forcing the 4th down right there.
And the decision for Grambling State looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Again, C.J. Russell has his number called, and I think it's good enough to move the sticks.
That was close, but it's that lean we talked about. Had enough speed, momentum going to get that lead, although the initial contact was there behind the line of scrimmage. Fortunately for him, Pillow Smiley reversed him and kind of tackled him forward instead of sticking him backwards.
It's a Louisiana product, 6th most rushing yards in the state of Louisiana in high school. Hickbottom keeps it himself, slides. Good run on 1st down.
Is that a late hit in on the quarterback? He gave himself up and still was hit. The end of the run, he's giving it up. What do you think they're going to work on in Jackson, Mississippi next week in practice?
Wow. Late hit against number 19 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal.
You know, one of the things that Coach Prime talked to us about during the week, and it's something that they're reminded of because they have wristbands on, talking about playing smart, fast, tough, and disciplined football, and right there, a little undisciplined.
One of the things I'm seeing here from Deion Sanders, trust in his cornerbacks. Man-to-man coverage with the wide receivers. Normally down in the red zone, you like to give them some safety help, but take a look top of your screen. You see that? That's press man. They're not going anyway. Mano-a-mano, no safety deep. They're playing man up. And when as a quarterback, you got to know that means they're going to probably blitz you and bring some pressure.
That's the way Deion Sanders used to do it as Hickbottom gets inside the 10. But you think about the 2 cornerbacks that they have for Jackson State, DeJon Warren, we talked about the JUCO transfer, a guy that they're really high on, and also Isaiah Bolden, who came over from Florida State. So these are 2 guys who are proven winners, who have the ball skills and have the talent to be able to get it done.
He described them as pros. He said pro talent, and I like the challenge. He said it's kind of our job to get them to that next level. And I think the corners have done a pretty good job today.
Tony Ross and this officiating crew have been busy here this afternoon.
False start. Offense. Number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down. Correction. It's 3rd down.
Third down now.
So that pushes the Tigers back 5 yards. You talk about things that you can learn from this game and what you're going to work on in practice, and certainly getting the snap count right and trying to alleviate some of those misses, and into the end zone and right into the hands of DJ Clark. Go get him, son. A 15-yard touchdown pass and catch from Hickbottom to Clark.
Yep, and the protection was there and able to secure the football. They found those creases in the zone coverage for Jackson State. Nice recognition, accurate throw. And didn't I tell you, these boys from Grambling, Louisiana weren't going to go away now. This is their home field. They're going to fight, and they're right back in the ball game, Tim.
Indeed, and the New Orleans native DJ Clark with an amazing story. We'll tell you about it right now. He celebrates after that touchdown.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough, scoop this.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
How hard is it to catch a crispy, flaky fish? Depends on how patient you are and what pocket you keep $6 in. Arby's fish sandwiches are now 2 for $6 and part of Arby's everyday value. Arby's, we have the meat.
And then 5, turn, kick.
We got chased by these wild coyotes.
We were following her because she had beef jerky in her pocket. Don't behind me, come on. Pick that up, right there.
As long as you keep making the internet an amazing place to be, we'll keep bringing you a faster, more secure, and more amazing internet. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
DJ Clark, one of the G-men who has just an amazing story. He's coming back after being shot 4 times in an accidental shooting death that claimed the life of his brother Keon outside of a gym in New Orleans. He missed all of last season, and this is a guy who Coach Broderick Fobbs has been so incredibly high on just because of his toughness, just because of his leadership and his smarts. Check this out. DJ Clark, amidst all of that adversity, was able to still walk across the stage, claim a diploma as he finishes his degree in criminal justice, and now the graduate is back and making an impact as he finishes out this 2021 season, and he hopes to do so in dramatic fashion.
Getting that degree makes him officially part of the Gram fam, as they like to say.
What resilience, he displayed after what he went through, and for him to come back better and stronger, the G-men are better with him.
And Coach Fobbs said, everything that was so bad, but losing the season, the COVID, not having the fall, said had we played in the fall, DJ Clark would not have been able to play. But because he was able to heal more and recover, more recovery time from the gunshot wounds, he's a guy that gets to play this spring and will be back next year as well for them. So when you take a bad situation and you make it better, that's a great job by Daryl DJ Clark of taking advantage of the situation.
Too tall and nearly intercepted by Devonair Martin. Martin saw it slip right through his fingertips. Martin, one of those players that coaches believe is just an incredibly talented guy. Remember, he was playing alongside a former first-team All-SWAC cornerback at Joe McWilliams back in 2019. Tyson Alexander, who had himself a good first half, slammed to the ground. Alexander was the leading rusher.
He's a good one there. You saw there just on that run that shows up there, that was a pretty fantastic run with him having the ability to stop on a dime, bounce to the outside, keep his balance, and pick up 8 yards on that play.
Third down, 2 yards to go. Jalen Jones finds Newman. Newman able to stay on his feet, get across the 40-yard line and keep going.
And a good job by Dalen Baldwin, number 6, the big wide receiver. So Newman's a smaller wide receiver. He's just 5'8". You give him a bubble screen, you need those big bodies to block and seal the edge. And Baldwin did a good job at the top.
Jones rolling out. Dumps it down to Newman again. Newman with the cut.
Good job by Jones. You talk about a quarterback extending the play. That was an extension of a play. The defense did a good job of sniffing it out, but threw that ball across his body to Warren Newman, who made a couple guys miss.
And that could be coming back.
Illegal man downfield against the offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
It's on the transfer left tackle, Tony Gray, over from UCF.
Let's see, quarterback extends the play, and you see 74. He's early on, he was 4 yards up the field. Easy for the official on the opposite side of the field to see, but it's still a pretty fascinating play from Jones.
Jones nearly intercepted, bounced right into the hands of Martavius Dotson, and Dotson knows he should have come away with that one.
And his teammates are giving him a hard time because you practiced for that play. You anticipated. They say, oh, if they try and do that, look for the ball. He looked for it. He was in position, just not able to haul it in for the interception. Missed opportunity for a big play, but still a good play nonetheless by Dotson.
Jones up the middle, and Jones across the 40. And a flag coming in late.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against the offense, number 85. Also, unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense, number 6. That's both players' first unsportsmanlike conduct. It's third down.
Because it was after the play, so the yardage will stand, the offsetting penalties will stand, so it's still that third down situation. I like that. You know, you don't want games getting tight, emotions flying high. You don't want a little jawing back and forth to have a detrimental effect on the outcome of this football game.
Brings up 3rd and 9. Jones lets it go quickly, and Baldwin is the recipient. Baldwin, the junior out of Southfield, Michigan, with the catch. See, Mitchell was there to bring him down.
And this is just a curl route. Run past the stakes, get the defensive back to turn his hips, turn and stop. It's a timing route. Nicely executed. Nice recognition by Jalen Jones.
15-yard pickup. Tyson Alexander again. What cuts, what moves on the outside. And then you see, as he was out of bounds, a penalty flag flew into the air.
You see Tyson Alexander run the football, you just know something good can happen. Look at the balance. Watch the jump cut. Get in, get out, give him a hip, take it away. I'm not done. Nice little shake and stays on his feet for more yardage, and that is a penalty. Tack on another 15 for the late hit. Out of bounds.
Alexander made.
After the play, personal foul, hit against number 24, the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Made a couple of defenders miss. Riestis. The guilty party, that late hit out of bounds. We'll see if Jackson State can answer with a scoring drive of their own deep into his own backfield, and he keeps going backwards. Grambling defense was there to swarm around number 25 in white.
And that's how you have to get to him, because Alexander's shown the ability to make the first defender miss. You have to get hats to the football, and after the defensive end, Anderson, was not able to make the tackle, there was that quick, speedy linebacker core to finish off the deal to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Lewis and Powell teamed up for that 5-yard loss. So pushing the Tigers back out to the 25-yard line. Second and long. Jones nearly slips, stays on his feet, keeps it alive along the left side, has a little room, and he drops out of bounds.
A little bit of improvisation by Jalen Jones. I thought he had a little bit more time to go with his read in front of him. You call that rollout, there's to the right, there's going to be no wide receivers open left. It becomes just a sprint. He picked up some yards, but I thought he should have waited that out a little bit more. But the athleticism, when you've got legs like Jalen Jones, Jay Walker can't say nothing, because I couldn't do that.
You know your pure pocket passer days. At Howard. On third down, Jones feeling the pressure, able to escape, lets it go, and incomplete.
As a quarterback, as much as college football evolves, it still comes down to the winning teams normally have quarterbacks that can make throws from the pocket. You cannot make a living throwing on the run all the time. And once they start getting on the same page with the pocket passing game, then you become a more efficient offense. And that last 2 pass plays they called, that was a little bit more scramble type drills.
Noah Anderson on to attempt a 35-yard field goal, and it is no good. So it's been a rough afternoon for Noah Anderson. 6-point ball game here at Grambling.
Baby, just to let me down.
Let me down.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
Verizon believes everyone deserves the best. That's why we start with 5G from America's most reliable network.
Verizon 5G is next level.
Then give families plans to mix and match, so you only pay for what you need starting at $35.
You get so much more than this, a great network.
And offer the best in entertainment on select unlimited plans, like Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, as well as Discovery Plus, with a Galaxy S21 Plus 5G when you buy one. There's no reason to settle for less than the best. Only from Verizon.
Ballin', but on a budget.
The new $1 Your Way menu at Burger King will help you stack that bread and spend less bacon. So try a flame-grilled bacon cheeseburger, chicken junior, fries, or a drink for just $1 each. So save that bacon and get it on your burger instead, because getting more for your buck at BK just hits different. The new $1 Your Way menu, now at Burger King. Your way, way better.
The best ingredients are easy to explain. Like food that's grown from soil and rain. Artichokes and egg yolks have nothing to hide. Unlike azodicarbonamide, our domain is organic romaine, ancient grains, chunky or plain, fuel for the brain, absolutely anything but mundane. We only sell food we know you'll adore. So icky products are banned from our store. Saying no to that stuff is more than a goal, because that's what makes us whole.
Arguably the most famous football player to come out of Grambling State, Doug Williams. Boy, he certainly made a name for himself, but he was groomed by Coach Eddie Robinson, going on to be selected as the first African-American quarterback in the first round of the NFL Draft by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then made some more history, going on to win a Super Bowl with the Washington football team.
You know, that's the legend, but man, how sweet was that picture seeing the throwback uniforms of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Creamsicles. That's right. Happened to be my hometown, also known as Tampa Bay right now.
But I think the impact that Doug Williams made on the game shows you the roots, and it all started with Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson wanted to have a black quarterback drafted to the National Football League. That was James Shack Harris who set the standard, and then Doug Williams came and followed in his footsteps, and then all of a sudden having a black quarterback became nothing. He's just a quarterback.
You think about just what Eddie Robinson did. He did it quietly, but he just had this great passion to do something extraordinary. And you think of taking an agricultural institution of about 5,000 students and then growing it into this football powerhouse, all of the Pittsburgh Steelers of college football, any named, storied franchises across all of sports, and the names, the players that have worn that uniform, that have come through this university, have been absolutely outstanding. On 3rd and 6, Jeremy Higbottom continuing to keep the play alive. His feet get him a first down and more.
When you have a pass rush that gets a little bit lazy, there's some creases, and as a quarterback, we call them escape routes. So he knows where he can escape. Pressure here, outrun him, that's the athleticism. And then where's the rest of the white jerseys? Why weren't they around the football? What was that we said earlier? Eddie Robinson coached over 200 professional football players. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's quite outstanding. No one even could come close. And look, we have seen a number of outstanding coaches throughout black college football, both past and present. But he was the torchbearer. On 2nd and 10, and the pass complete on the outside to C.J. Russell, showing off the hands out of the backfield.
And that's a good job of getting out to the flat, securing the football. But once again, I do like how Jeremy Higbottom, he seems like he just has command of this offense. When you're a 5th-year senior, you should have command of the offense. And he's going the right place with the football, giving his receivers an opportunity to make plays after the catch.
3rd and 1, he hands it off. And Keelan Elder, we mentioned back in the first half, one of those strong running backs for Broderick Fobbs on the carry there.
Would you call him part of the Grand fam for real? His dad was a running back in Grambling.
And his mom graduated from there as well. Boom! Hit stick, and a penalty marker comes out after Kendrick Paul connects And look, we have seen a number of aggressive plays from the Jackson State defense.
I mean, this is the one where, I mean, it almost looked like it was either a textbook tackle or it was clearly helmet to helmet. That's what they wanted to flag.
Personal foul, targeting against the defense, number 24. The previous play is on the review.
You make the adjustment. You know they're calling it tight. You make the adjustment. That being said, was it helmet to helmet? What we thought was just a hard football play, they're taking a look at. No, we'll see if he's able to stay in the game. Kendrick Ball,
This year, we're all just trying to stay afloat. Easy setup makes small business life a little smoother.
From rare dead stock to the latest release, new or pre-owned, the drops never stop. eBay, authenticity guarantee.
Buttercup. Baby, just to let me down. Let me down.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
With Infinity Now, your test drive comes to you. So you can try one car one day and another the next. Because when you find the kind of luxury that fits you, you'll know. Experience luxury on your terms when you purchase or lease a new Infinity online with Infinity Now. Lease the 2021 Infinity QX50 for $379 a month at your local Infinity retailer.
New DQ rotisserie style chicken bites. I love you just the way you are. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. Your oven roasted 100% white meat chicken is 100% perfect to me. Finally, chicken that is tender, juicy, and flavorful all by itself. Or dipped in ranch. Or on a salad. Or in a basket with fries. Thank you, DQ, for giving me just what I needed. DQ, happy tastes good.
Last play under review as Kendrick Paul was whistled for a targeting foul, but they'll take another look at it in the booth. Kobe Ross was a recipient of that big hit. We'll see what they were able to sort out.
After further review, there's no targeting on the play. However, the play results in a first down.
And that's where the rule change is. So he can stay in the game because there's no targeting, but you cannot pick up that flag. So that 15-yard penalty that they throw initially, that's going to stand, and that's why Grambling received the first down.
Fifth targeting called, or whistle for targeting, and review so far in this game, all against Jackson State. And when I saw it, it looked like a bang-bang play as we keep it flowing. Markel Gladney in on the tackle.
One thing to say about Jackson State, although some of the hits have been questionable, this is a very physical defense. They're coming to make tackles with bad intentions.
And Jay, quite honestly, obviously you have to do it in a safe manner, but that's the mentality, that's the mindset that you have to have if you're a defensive player.
I mean, you show me a passive defensive player, and I'll show you somebody getting pushed all around the football field. But however, you have to realize college football for safety reasons, and I agree with it. Sometimes, I'm a former quarterback. I think they protect the quarterbacks a little too much, but it's the right thing to do. And there's a way to coach them to get your head out of the game, your helmet out of the game, and start using your shoulders.
Meanwhile, when you're looking at this Jackson State team, how are they performing? Are they meeting the expectation or the standard that you think was set by Coach Prime? Because some of these guys came in, they were kind of starstruck by Deion Sanders.
What I think the area concern about Jackson State is going to be if you bring too many transfers into a program, and some people say they're transfers for a reason. So I just wonder how many transfers will they bring in? How does that mesh with the high school kids? He's got to find a good balance there. You know, we talked to him. He's got the marketing strategy there. This man is going to do everything he can to get his players into the National Football League. So if I'm a parent, I'm all for that. That's what you want most coaches do. He just happens to have a bigger magnifying glass than most coaches do. So he's going to put it all there. But at the end of the day, you got to win football games. And right now he finds himself in a close football game.
Grambling State on the move. 2nd and 13, and the pass is complete to DJ Clark.
And I'm going to give the credit again to 68, 65, and 74. Look at the job they're doing on the left side up front. Egan Atkins, Jordan Ikfase, Kyle Davis, the center. The pocket is there. And as an offensive line, that's what you want to do. That's your job, protect the quarterback. And Hickbottom's done a good job when he's got the time of picking apart this Tiger defense.
3 receivers set. Time winding down in this 3rd quarter. Hickbottom with time connects with James. James good enough for a first down. They go quickly again. Hickbottom hands it off, and Brooks is stuffed.
Brooks not been able to really get off. They thought he'd have a little bit more of an impact in this game, and he too, like DJ Clark, missed the 2019 season, trying to find his rhythm back with that explosiveness. He's that change of pace back that they like to bring into the game. It seems like Grambling's set to go into the 4th quarter down by 6. That'll be the last play.
The Tigers of Grambling State driving. 4th quarter action to try to settle this one when we come back.
Rare dead stock to the latest release, new or pre-owned. The drops never stop. eBay, authenticity guarantee.
Do you taste that mesquite butter? And add all the fixings. Bacon, lettuce, grilled onions.
Pickles.
With the barbecue sauce?
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
We rewrote all the rules to get here.
Here we go. So much on the line. It's the moment that they've been waiting for.
The Big 12, ACC, and Pac-12 championships next Saturday. Then the SEC and American Athletic Championships next Sunday on ESPN.
Here's to firing up the grill and lighting up the world. To igniting new passions and possibilities. Here's to flavors only you can create. To making mouths water and making a little extra. Here's to opening up eyes, minds, and taste buds. Here's to blazing your trail.
This is star power from the jump.
This is the best of the bad goodness this kid.
We've got a ball game, folks, in the SWAC opener between Jackson State and Grambling State. It's been an entertaining one, and Jeremy Hickbottom is trying to find a way for his group to really catch fire here in this 4th quarter, and he's done an excellent job with the keys of this offense so far.
He has, and these are the games you have to win to be a Grambling State quarterback. one of the most valued positions in all of college football. They want him to win football games. When you talk about Grambling, the quarterbacks, I mean, even modern era. We talk about Kendrick Nord, Randy Himes. How about this recent name, Devontae Kincaid?
Oh, yeah.
Found a way to win these type of football games. So when Coach Fobbs talked to us and said, you do some good things, but at the end of the day, your record's a little bit over 500, that's not good enough by Grambling standards. So here in his senior season, he has an opportunity to say, you know what? I want to be a Grambling quarterback that's remembered for what I did on the field.
2nd or 2 of 9 on 3rd downs, but great throw and catch. That's DJ Clark. 1st down and more. He said, keep on feeding me.
I like this. Look the safety to the left, stick a seam route to the right. Great release. And we've seen, I got to call it out. Aubrey Miller's a thumper, number 45, the middle linebacker for Jackson State. He'll hit, but we've seen him give up some big plays behind him in pass coverage. Trying too hard to get close to the line of scrimmage, and Grambling's done a good job of exploiting that. He's got to do a better job of dropping in his coverage.
Well, Hickbottom, we saw him as the leading rusher last season, able to get it done with his legs, but you have to be impressed with the way he has been able to complete passes. And as I say that one overthrown, but efficiency we've seen from Hickbottom today, I don't think you could ask for much more in the opening game of the season for the Tigers.
Showed command of the offense, been able to move the football, no interceptions. Right here, this is that part of the field where I'm looking for number 80. Doral James, this tight end who's been able to win those matchups versus the linebackers from Jackson State.
5 catches, 86 yards for James, including a touchdown. And Grambling State will talk it over, spend a timeout here, Jay.
Watch that. Tight end timeouts become valuable, particularly when you're losing in the 4th quarter. I'm just going to say that.
We'll step aside with them. Come back with us for more from Grambling.
Burger. Butter.
Beautiful.
Bacon.
Barbecue.
Delightful.
Deliciousness.
That's not a word.
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
Bacon.
Bacon's already been said.
Oh.
With Metro by T-Mobile, your money goes further. Right now, there's 0 fees to switch. Get 2 free phones and 2 free tablets with unlimited. Just $25 a line for 4 lines. All on the T-Mobile network. Rule your day with Metro by T-Mobile.
This is star power from the jump.
This is the best of the bad gooders this kid.
This is Jim. He's working from home while keeping an eye on the kids, and he still had time to start his own bracket group. What's your excuse? Sign up at espn.com/bracket and start your group today.
Hey, how you doing, baby? You look mighty fine. I figured I might come your way and roll up on you with that golden ticket. Shawty, can I get your digits? Maybe we can kick it. Hey. Just wait till all my time is up. Just wait till all my, just wait till all my.
Smell irresistible. New X.
PGA Junior League is a fun team golf experience for kids that the entire family can enjoy.
Boys and girls learn the game from PGA and LPGA professionals and have a great time with friends.
Find your team and get ready for a fun and exciting PGA Junior League season.
No high fives for me? What is that? Come on.
I want to see you out playing in your jersey and having fun. Visit PGAJuniorLeague.com.
Coach Prime in his debut game as a SWAC head coach in conference play, going against the steady Eddie Broderick Fobbs in his 7th season. Great ball game here as the Tigers of Grambling State, the G-men, inside the 10. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green here with you, and this has been a fun one so far. Nice back and forth affair. It was Jackson State who took the reins, and Grambling's just trying to play catch up now.
Boston against the Tigers. That is the 7th false start for Grambling State in this game. Can't win a lot of football games like that.
Broderick Fobbs, whose team has played since November of 2019. Hickbottom with time, feels the pressure, lets it go, and is it intercepted? Kevin Berthy came down with the ball, but a flag on the play.
One time seemed like Hickbottom took a chance and just kind of threw this up for grabs. And Jackson State might have come away with a huge interception in the end zone, but let's see what the laundry is about on the field.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4. Will be placed on the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Wow, so Dejon Warren called for the pass interference, and you see him running into the receiver with his back turned.
That is the right call. Absolutely. He impeded Raylan Richardson, who's a 6'4" wide receiver, from having an opportunity to go for the football, to leave his feet, to jump. That's a great call by the back judge.
And a huge one in favor of the Tigers, and it's Elder to punch it in. Just like that, folks, we're tied up, but another penalty marker is on the field.
That's going to be after the touchdown. He spiked the ball. He's going to get him for the celebration.
The results of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against the offense, number 23. That's number 23, first unsportsmanlike of the game.
They call his number up the middle, makes himself small, explodes through the hole. Well, despite, you can throw up your hooks, but a little bit too much, and we'll see if that cost him on the ensuing kickoff.
Urban trying to give Grambling the lead for the first time since the first half, and is able to do so. Grambling State reclaims the lead. The strong, compact running back, Keelan Elder, picking up his second TD of the day.
Burger. Butter.
Beautiful.
Bacon.
Barbecue.
Delightful.
Deliciousness.
That's not a word.
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
Bacon.
Bacon's already been said.
Verizon believes everyone deserves the best. That's why we start with 5G from America's most reliable network.
Verizon 5G is next level.
Then give families plans to mix and match, so you only pay for what you need starting at $35.
You get so much more than this, a great network.
And offer the best in entertainment on select unlimited plans, like Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, as well as Discovery Plus, with a Galaxy S21 Plus 5G when you buy one. There's no reason to settle for less than the best. Only from Verizon.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info. Ooh.
Have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
This is Jim. He's working from home while keeping an eye on the kids, and he still had time to start his own bracket group. What's your excuse? Sign up at espn.com/bracket and start your group today.
Hey, how you doing, baby? You look mighty fine. I figured I might come your way and roll up on you with that golden ticket. Shawty, can I get your digits? Maybe we can kick it. Hey, 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 hey.
smell irresistible. New X.
Jackson State trying to snap Grambling State's 16-game home winning streak. You have to go back to 2015 since the Tigers lost at home. But Jay, during the break, we had a chance just to have a quick discussion about the decision after that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to not maybe assess it on the kick, on the extra point.
Yeah, you get the opportunity. You can either take it on the extra point attempt or when they kick it into the field. Most times you have them kick from further back like they will, the 20-yard line, and you're going to win the battlefield position. However, I'm going to say, kicking's been shaky right now. By both teams haven't demonstrated a strong kicking game. And Grambling folks will know they won the Celebration Bowl. Their victory when they accepted the excessive celebration penalty on the extra point. North Carolina Central missed. Grambling won 10-9. That 1 point there, I'm not saying that's going to be the end-all, but in that situation there, I would have made them kick it from 15 yards deeper.
Instead, Grambling has a 1 point advantage. Josh Littles keeps going. Josh Littles still on his feet and out to midfield on the return. This Jackson State team, we saw them really catch fire in that second quarter. 3 straight touchdown drives. Since then, just 1 touchdown on their last 5 possessions.
Get the ball to the playmakers. I thought the wide receivers, Corey Reed and Dalen Baldwin, presented problems. I'd find a way to get them involved.
Here's Tyson Alexander. Alexander continuing to move and groove up the field. He's closing in on 100 yards. And the ball came out at the end. Was he down? As Alexander was looking good.
Yeah, I wonder, did it come out or did they just take it from him when they were blowing the whistle? Grambling definitely came out with the fifth. That ball's down. Did you see that ball in the bottom of the pile? Good job getting up to the line of scrimmage with the snap.
That's right. At the same time, Jay, we understand that for progress, not reviewable. So, yep.
If it were blown, which they would have had to listen for that too, but there was a big pile there. That ball was on the ground at what point, but it's all for naught. So Jackson State with the ball, and they're in Grambling territory right now.
Second and 11. Alexander gets the carry again. Alexander continuing to make cuts. And bringing him down is Brian Powell.
You'll see it here. Just the ability to explode upfield quickly and change directions. I mean, he made a linebacker miss in a small space.
The play on the outside, and that's Warren Newman, and Newman is in!
I said, get the ball to the athletes. Get the ball to athletes. And it was really complemented by the running game of Tyson Alexander. But we know what Warren Newman can do when he gets the football space. I mean, he's on the short side of the field. Watch him just weave through untouched into the end zone. Man, he can do it.
Yes. Newman, who had a touchdown a couple weeks ago, adds another here. 4 plays, 50 yards on that Jackson State drive. They regain the lead, but continue to have trouble in that kicking game. Ouch! Once more off the upright.
All things are going well offensively for Jackson State, but the special teams let them down again. But how about this? Warren Newman, the senior from Nolens, Louisiana, getting it done. Jackson State back on top.
Meet the new Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus 5G with Knox security built in to protect your team from malware on the go. Collaboration meets mobility on Verizon 5G from the network businesses rely on. Buy one, get one on us.
Look at that weird Filet-O-Fish sandwich. Ha, 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 why they make it square? If you want Baker's Arby's crispy fish, 2 for $6, come and get a pair. Arby's, we have the meat.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
This is star power from the jump.
This is the best of the bad gooders this kid.
This is Jim. He's working from home while keeping an eye on the kids, and he still had time to start his own bracket group. What's your excuse? Sign up at espn.com/bracket and start your group today.
ESPN College Football is presented by McDonald's.
Very good crowd on hand at Eddie Robinson Stadium. 50% capacity, and certainly they're witnessing an excellent ball game and the home opener for Grambling State, but it's the Tigers out of the SIP. The 33-28 advantage midway through the fourth.
And you knew the game would be, this is always a classic game. Two schools are 2 hours away from each other, straight shot. JSU fans excited about their new coach, and Grambling trying to see, is it the same JSU they've been seeing for the past decade, or is it a new JSU? And both teams, after the early sloppiness of the game, have really come out here and fought hard in the later half.
I'll tell you this, Jay, you think about since 2014, it has been a roller coaster of seasons for Jackson State. 23-44 during that time. They've seen 5 different head coaches in 7 seasons, and so Coach Prime is hoping to establish this new era in the capital city and take over that dominance. Then you compare that to Broderick Fobbs, who's been around for a little bit now. You see the winning records that he's had, 3 consecutive undefeated seasons in conference play, a Celebration Bowl title to go on top of that. This is going to be a fun one.
You know, the key thing to folks in Louisiana is those 2 consecutive Bayou Classic losses.
Oh, yeah.
You can have great years, but they made it known your #1 job is to win the Bayou Classic.
Donald Johnson on the return, and the ball may have come out at the end. And it appears Grambling State retains possession. Right there was Dwayne Pickett, though. Yep. He's down right there. Jay, talk about that Bayou Classic, one of the great rivalries in college football. This year won't be in New Orleans. They move it to Shreveport.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they're going from the gumbo to the crawfish. So we'll see how that bayou's going to shape up and be interesting. Take that game around the state, but that's during the season, during the regular football fall season. That is a state holiday in Louisiana when Grambling takes on Southern every year. Hey, Tim, every now and then as a quarterback, you got to check your manhood, see how tough you are. Hickbottom just passed the test. He in that play. And this right here is a quarterback's worst nightmare. Coming right up the middle. Nowhere to go. You know you're going to get hit. Chuck it and duck it. That was a chuck and duck throw. You have to talk to your offensive lineman in the huddle after that play there. That's why I'm glad I'm in the booth, Tiff.
Crane was bringing the pressure. Higbottom on 3rd and 9, and Higbottom trying to extend the ball out there, trying to get close to that first down marker. And he didn't want to feel another blow this time. Keontae Hampton bringing him down.
And I like that effort, though. Remember in the first half, see, I'll give credit where credit is due. Earlier, I kind of questioned, did he make a real hearty effort to go for a first down? Well, now he learned from that mistake in the first half. He put it all on the line that last play and came up just a yard short.
Five punts already in this game. Urban with the 6th. And Newman collects it, returns it, and Newman is brought down. And you go back and you talk about that extra effort. I mean, he nearly picked this first down up with his feet with that effort.
Yeah, and he left it all right there on the line and was very, very close to it on the spot, made it about the spot. And on that play, you can kind of hear it seemed like some of the Grambling State folks weren't too happy that Grambling elected to punt the football. Game like this, a lot of football to be played. You don't want to get a ball to Jackson State on a short field. I think Coach Fobbs did the right thing. Backed up too far to go for it on 4th and short.
Jackson State starts their drive, handoff to Kamani Clark. Not much doing.
Clark, the more multi-purpose back, as we mentioned earlier. But for this game, it's been Tyson Alexander. I think he's been that difference maker for them. When you don't have a steady running game and you need explosive plays, Tyson Alexander's been the one to hurt him.
2nd and 9, feeling pressure from behind, lets it go. And incomplete. Bobbled there, and Anderson brought the pressure along that backside.
And Warren Newman, you're exciting, like everything you do when you have the football in your hands, but you must catch the football first. This is great play by Jalen Jones. Accurately thrown ball. That should have been a catch and a first down. Instead, 3rd and long.
With time, Jones sees black helmets and jerseys, and ouch! Jalen Jones felt all of that. Ryan Fields popping helmets.
It was great recognition by Grambling State. They tried to call the wide receiver bubble screen. They weren't fooled, and Jones got spun around like John Elway in the Super Bowl. That's just a spinner. He took the helmet and the headband off. That's a football play. Now, I understand if you're Jackson State why you're a little upset because they've been called for a couple of them, but when you look at that replay, you see that was a shoulder and that was just a hard hit.
And see, one of those things that Coach Prime will learn over time is, you got to massage the officials, got to work them, got to kind of get in their ear throughout the game.
Nobody.
I'm trying to think. Number 20 came in shoulder first, I believe.
Or ineligible, and the play clock will be kept on the field.
So the play clock not working. Got to keep it on the field. That'll be something to keep your eye on. Taking there, Martin watches it bounce, continuing to take a Jackson State roll inside the 20.
Come on. Let's go.
Folks, you're going to want to come back for this one. 9:32 to go. Grambling State up on the road.
Introducing the new Verizon Business Unlimited plans. Now you can pick a plan for as low as $30 a line. Get 5G nationwide, plus massive data capacity, plus enhanced security for your devices. Plus, with Verizon Business Unlimited plans, you can mix and match to get more of what you need and none of what you don't. All for as low as $30 a line. All from Verizon, the network businesses rely on.
I think every other burger should. I think every other burger should have a disclaimer. I'm not made with butter. That's what they should say right on the top of it. I'm not made with butter.
They should. They need to warn people.
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
You gotta have butter.
I had saved up some money and then found the home of my dreams. But my home of my dreams needed some work.
SoFi was the first lender that even offered a personal loan, and I didn't even know that was an option.
The personal loan let us renovate our single-family house into a multi-unit home.
And I get to live in this beautiful house with this beautiful kitchen, and it's all thanks to SoFi.
The best ingredients are easy to explain. Like food that's grown from soil and rain. Artichokes and egg yolks have nothing to hide. Unlike azodicarbonamide, our domain is organic romaine, ancient grains, chunky or plain, fuel for the brain, absolutely anything but mundane. We only sell food we know you'll adore. So icky products are banned from our store. Saying no to that stuff is more than a goal, because that's what makes us whole.
Discomfort back there. Instead of using aloe or baby wipes or powders, try the cooling, soothing relief of Preparation H, because your derriere deserves expert care. Preparation H. Get comfortable with it.
Jackson State trying to get their first win against Grambling State since 2012. They've dropped 9 of the last 10. And Coach Prime has his group in position if they could hold tight to this lead, but still a lot of time remaining. And C.J. Russell on the carry. Nice pickup there from C.J. Russell.
The young freshman sees daylight to the outside and explodes through the crease, and touchdown saving tackle by Keontae Hampton.
Pick bottom again, one of his favorite targets today, Darrell James. James on the catch.
James is having an outstanding game, and 6'3", 235-pound senior from Tallahassee getting it done today.
Pick bottom again, bobbled and held tight by Kobe Ross. So that's good enough for another first down.
Once again, showing mastery of the offense, complete command. Jeremy Higgbottom, team trailing by 5, but still making smart decisions with the football. Bare front by the defensive line of Jackson State.
Higgbottom nearly picked off by Warren.
They confused him with the look. I knew something exotic was taking place when they put 3 defensive linemen to cover up the interior. So he's thinking he's getting one look, and that was miscommunication. He wanted a check off. He wanted a different route run by Xavier Cooper. Very fortunate Warren did not intercept that pass.
Second and 10, clutched it back down the sideline and out of bounds. Pass incomplete to Ross, the intended receiver.
Now you're at the part of the field where if you don't pick up all 10, I think you'll see Coach Fobbs elect to go for it. So as a quarterback, you're knowing if I get 6 or 7, it's 2 down territory. This stage of the game, pick up positive yards. Incompletion, you're going to be forced to punt it away.
Tigers near midfield. Hickbottom has completed 2 of his last 7 passes, and that one is dropped right in and out of the hands. The first drop of the day from James, and it comes at an inopportune time, Jay.
Was it tipped underneath? They did a pretty good job of buzzing underneath. Number 96 is looking. He tipped it, and that threw it off just a little bit, and the normally sure-handed James not able to haul it in for the catch.
That was Jamani Crane who got a hand on it. This went bouncing Jackson State's way and downing it near the 23-yard line.
If this is the way SWAC play is going to start off, opening week of the season, it's Grambling, it's Jackson State. Only thing missing is the sonic boom of the South. I'm sorry y'all couldn't travel. That's one rule that they've put in, that visiting teams will not be allowed to bring their bands. So the home teams just really got to step up their game now. But this is HBCU football and the SWAC style on display here. This is the good one.
This is everything that we had hoped for in this game, and certainly there was some question marks. Okay, well, how would Jackson State go up against this formidable opponent in Grambling State? And right now, Coach Prime and his staff have these guys ready.
See a heavy dose of Tyson Alexander. He would be the guy. I would say you have to show me you can stop him.
Alexander again. Alexander showing out the speed. One man the beat along the sideline, trying to do a little juke move.
Running back of his talent. If you stop him once, show me you can stop him again. On second down, finds a crease, cuts to the backside, turns on the Jets, and great job of running the football, and give credit to the offensive line. On that left side, particularly Jalen Jones at left guard, and the tackle Tony Gray, opening up that backside running lane for Alexander to explode through.
55-yard pickup for Alexander puts the Tigers in Grambling State territory and within striking distance again.
Keep them out of the end zone. Keep them out of the end zone. We've seen Jackson State. They've missed 2 extra points today. I don't know if they would go for a field goal try here. So if you're Grambling, you have to be thinking, keep them out of the end zone. Why do I say that? You may not be as aggressive with your defensive selection. You don't necessarily have to blitz the quarterback when you're just trying to hold them to a field goal attempt.
Kamani Clark now in, giving Alexander a spell. Jalen Jones on 2nd and 8, feels the pressure, lets it go, but nearly getting to him was that Tiger defense.
They dialed up a little spy man blitz is what it was. So they actually had somebody spy. You see number 20. Look at number 20 in your middle of the field. He sees it once I don't have any coverage responsibilities. And tell you what, Jalen Jones got out of the pocket, but not by much. I was a little bit closer than you thought.
Wilson, number 20 for Grambling State.
Everything
now
in front of you.
3rd down. They connect and find the big receiver, Corey Reed.
And that was one I was like, you keep everything in front of you, but they got too soft with their coverage, allowing the receiver, and he just runs down there, finds the sticks, turns around. And that was a big pickup and nice throw and execution by Jalen Jones and the JSU offense.
Now 1st and goal. Clark spins around, still moving inside the 5. And the fresh legs kept in the backfield for Jackson State has served them well. The tag team of Clark and Alexander.
I think down here they're probably using Clark a little bit more, a little bit bigger back, hold on to the football a little bit.
Jackson State, Ford red zone opportunities, 3 touchdowns, a missed field goal. Clark getting closer and closer. He's moving forward, loses the football.
Whoa. Whoa. Wow, this is going to be interesting. When are they saying that ball came out? If he was breaking the plane with the football, that's a score. But if it was prior to, that's a fumble recovered by Grambling. Whoa.
And they're calling it a fumble.
The ruling on the field, fumble. Oh, touchback.
Oh my goodness. Quincy Mitchell coming up.
The previous play is under further review.
Ooh. And I think it was his lineman trying to help push him into the end zone that might have dislodged the football.
Now, CJ, this is where the call on the field is so important because now you have to have irrefutable evidence to try to overturn this. And from what we're seeing in these angles and replays, I don't know when it comes out and where he is. Does he cross the plane?
He gets lost within the bodies.
Yep.
I mean, oh, that is just close. Can't be 100% either way, which is what you want. But then, you know, you want to say, when I look at the ball, it seemed like it came out pretty deep in the end zone. Was that surge that got him in or not? I don't know if you can be 100% either way to, as what you said, Tiffany, overturn the call that was made on the field.
They're reviewing this one, and man, this is a huge call because Jackson State was trying to make this a 2-score game.
Yeah, I thought they brought Clark in to be the more sure-handed, durable back. We've seen Tyson Alexander put a couple questionable balls down on the ground. Coach Prime, this will be a big one towards what happens, but how about the comment that Coach Prime told us about his team this year? What did he tell what was he telling, announcing to the whole conference? You better what? You better get us this year. Because I got some horses coming. And I think that's going to be a challenge. He's saying if they don't get me in the swag this year, they're definitely not going to get me next year.
Well, you said at the top of the broadcast, Jay, you know, a lot of these coaches around the swag saying, we're not playing Deion, we're playing Deion's team. And so the guys have to get it done on the field. Let's listen to the ruling.
After review of the play, the call on the field stands. Touchback. First down, Grambling, 20-yard line.
I mean, let me be honest. Did you really think they were going to overturn that call in Eddie Robinson Stadium? It's Eddie Robinson Stadium. It's a home game. Coach Prime wants to become the next Eddie Robinson. Had they overturned that, oh, man.
It would have been mayhem.
And so now here's what you get, Tiff. If you're Jeremy Hickbottom, here's your opportunity. Your team is down, you're at home.
And Hickbottom on the carry, trying to shoulder the load here.
Make plays, make plays. If you want to join the likes of a Bruce Eugene, when Grambling was ever down, Bruce Eugene found a way to win the game. Those type guys do it. You're down by 5 at home, you find a way to win the game to become one of those rememberable Grambling quarterbacks.
Remember, Grambling State has won 9 of the last 10, riding a 16-game home winning streak. That's on the line right now as the Tigers trail by 5. Hickbottom with the pitch to Russell. Russell right there. Russell still up past the 45, and he's finally brought down.
You see that hesitation sweep? Look at this, the action by the quarterback. He's going to snap it like, oh, you got me. Give him the fake. Uh-oh. Pillow Smiley, number 94. You took it hook, line, and sinker.
Raylan Richardson on the outside. Richardson still going. So moving the ball effectively, getting some groove on this drive, trying to capitalize off the second turnover of the day from Jackson State. Hickbottom again.
Good job. Got them on their heels right now, and you feel this scrambling offense taking momentum, and Jackson State scrambling. This is when you need one of your leaders to step up and make a big play. Audrey Miller, Keontae Hampton, one of those guys need to step up and make a big play.
Once again, a little show, the gift. Keelan Elder.
Why are they playing with number 94, Pillow Smiley, so much? Same play, but he's got it sniffed out. You're not going to get me this time. You're not even going to touch me. A little wiggle on the outside.
Good for 5 yards. Elder on the carry again, up the middle. And Pillow Smiley bringing him down, but another first down. Important to this drive, keeping it on the ground, running time off the clock. This time to the left side, it's Elder. Elder again with another nice carry. Aubrey Miller on the stop. Pickup of 7.
You have to give those defensive ends some help. Brian Mitchell and Miquel Pillow Smiley, they're on an island trying to tackle running backs with a lot of space.
That play, Blue Dead there.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Grambling. That's their first timeout of the half. Excuse me, second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And Jay, we saw Grambling State take their first timeout with just about a minute in this fourth quarter, and now spending their second timeout, just 1 remaining, and 2 minutes to go in the regulation.
We'll see. You got to value those timeouts when you're trailing, but we'll see. I think these teams are really good teams, and they'll challenge in the East. And whoa!
Giving you an update around the SWAC and what's popping out to you and probably everyone in SWAC Nation. What? Southern trailing UAPB at the half.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, pardon the way I pronounce this, but both of them scores, Tip, got me surprised. A&M putting 31 points on South Carolina State in Orangeburg, and Pine Bluff holding on to a 12-point lead at halftime over the Jags. Southern coming off an impressive victory last week versus Alabama State. UAPB, what's going on there in Pine Bluff, Arkansas?
Doc Gamble says he's got him ready. The pitch again. This time the speedster, Brooks. Brooks moving to the outside, gets out of bounds.
And they've discovered something schematically why they keep using that play. And so unless they make a change, and how do you defend that play? You bring somebody outside of that defensive end, like a linebacker, which leaves you vulnerable because then you must crowd the line of scrimmage. They may continue to see that play.
Trips right to the bottom of your screen. The handoff, Brooks. And okay, here come the G-men.
I think if you're Jackson State, you start calling timeout, but with Grambling snapping the ball, I would have let him do it. I was surprised that Grambling was getting up to the line of scrimmage so quickly.
Jackson State.
Now, Jackson State realizing if they score, we want to give ourselves an opportunity to try and leave some time on the clock.
Well, you talked about the play that it works so well and figuring out something schematically here in this timeout. Where do you make the adjustment if you're Jackson State's defense?
Well, I mean, you're letting Grambling move the ball down the field just running the football. So they're spreading you out so they can run. At some point you have to say, we've got cornerbacks. We're going to come up and crowd the line of scrimmage and force you to throw the ball. Force you to throw it. You've got some great cornerbacks that can play man-to-man coverage. You believe in those guys. You got to put them on the island. You got to put them on the island and make them, what we like to say, earn their scholarship and make a play for you. But don't allow Grambling just to continue to run the football. You have to do something to take them out of this mentality.
Kamani Clark's fumble, we'll see if Grambling State can put it in the end zone. DJ Clark is nearby. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
And if you're Grambling, you like that. You actually don't want him to score. If he's going to get the ball there on the 2-yard line, you can force Jackson State to use more timeouts. His foot was out. I thought the left leg was out.
Elder, he stopped short.
You almost have to let him score right now. If you're Jackson State, you want to let them score. There's no rush. There's no rush for Grambling to get to the line of scrimmage. Why are they rushing?
Elder lost the football. Kalen Elder lost the football. Recovered by Jackson State's Keontae Hampton. Unbelievable.
You have to love this game of football. The same things that make you laugh will make you cry. They were laughing when Jackson State fumbled the ball in the end zone and Grambling looked like they were going to drive to go back the other way. Well, the same things that make you laugh can make you cry. Great job by Audrey Miller coming off the edge. The transfer from Missouri with the contact in the backfield. You see him come from there and watch him knock it loose. Oh, what a game.
The players confirmed. Turnover.
And Coach Prime is pumped up.
Oh, man.
After further review, the call on the field stands. First down, Jack State.
First turnover of the game for Grambling State, and it comes with 1:04 to go on their 1-yard line.
When they were on the ropes, and you asked me, what do they need to do? I said, they need some of their players to step up and make a play. I thought it would be either Hampton or Miller. I know it would be both. Miller with the forced fumble and Keontae Hampton with the recovery. And Jackson State 1:04 away from getting an impressive victory on the road.
And this is where timeouts are not Grambling State's friend. They only have one remaining. Jackson State spins a TO.
Well, I mean, they are backed up, so they have to be thinking, we just really want to not get a safety in this situation so we can run out some more clock So they want to make sure they've got everything going. Don't take the penalty where you move yourself even back a little bit more. And if you're Grambling, you got to be thinking sell out, run, blitz.
Jackson State sensing change already in progress, trying to reverse the outcome of the last 10 meetings against Grambling State.
Good call.
Under a minute from doing so. Yep. Grambling State has to spin their third and final timeout, and a couple of fumbles at the 1-yard line on both sides. The story of this game late if you're just tuning in.
I mean, this one here, just when it seemed like Jackson State was going to have an opportunity to go up by 2 scores, they fumble going in, and then when it seems like Grambling is going to score to go up with less than 2 minutes to go in the game, another fumble, and what a football game.
Yeah.
Can we get them all like this? Is that what prime time's going to bring to the game? We're going to have showtime every week.
Grambling State just sees potentially a victory, another W at home just snatched away as Jackson State on the road. SWAC opener. And Coach Prime allowing that time to wind down. Why? It's got to feel good for those newcomers, but especially for those who stayed with this Jackson State program. Final play of the ball game, and I'll tell you this. In his first conference win, Coach Prime is putting the SWAC on notice that Jackson State is back, and they're coming for everybody. Tigers letting them know they can play in prime time. First win for Jackson State since 2012, snapping Grambling State's 16-game home win streak.
They earned it. And you know what? We talk a lot about Coach Prime, what he's doing. I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to give it up to those kids. They fought. When they had their back